I think there's some water in there. What's up, everybody? It's Nice Guy Indie Podcast. We are live. You know what we do. It's Thursday night, and we talk to wrestlers. We watch wrestling, and we talk about wrestling, and we talk about everything important. We talk about depression. We talk about, tonight we're talking about cool service dogs and service hippos, and we got Berto and Hippo in the house tonight.
Yes, we do.
Hello, and then we got Sean Johns, the Wrestling Encyclopedia, right next to me.
Hello, everybody. How we doing?
And then we got the man, the myth, the legend, Johnny Violence, Johnny Storm, Johnny Superfly, Johnny Lee.
What's up?
The podcast.
He's everything Johnny.
That's right.
The Johnny.
And sometimes I clothesline brick walls.
Hell yeah. Johnny right now's got everybody go on to Facebook. Johnny's got a video on our Facebook that's got like 875,000 views right now.
Yeah, it's growing too.
So go over there, everybody, and like, share, and comment on that. Even if you don't like it, comment on it, because Johnny he loves the negative comments. Many negative comments. But yeah, guys, we want to talk about our sponsors. Matt's Games and Collectibles and much more up at Eastland Shopping Center. Guys, go up there. He's got all the retro gaming stuff up there. He's got Legos. Matt is an awesome guy. He'll sit there and talk to you about everything. He's cool as hell. Yep. We've had him on the show. Check it out on YouTube. Matt's Games, Collectibles, and much more.
That's right.
And we got one of our sponsors is Bose Tractors Work. Bose Tractors Work. It's a rub after you get if you're wrestling all day, or you're out in the yard, or you're stretching at the gym. It soothes your. It's a cream that soothes your muscles and helps you feel better. What else do you say about it, Johnny?
Not only that, but man, if you get that face cream, I'm telling you.
Oh, it's a face cream, isn't it?
You rub that stuff on your face, and you just think back to Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, dear God.
Johnny likes face cream. Johnny likes face cream. Hey, shout out Joe Monroe. Joe Monroe is a big sponsor of the podcast. Guys, book Joe Monroe. He's learning. He's trying to become a really good wrestler. He's awesome to us. He donates to the podcast like all the time. So Joe Monroe, big shout out to Joe Monroe. He's a big fan. We're a big fan of his. He's a big fan of ours. So. And we got New South Wrestling down in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. Yeah. This Sunday is a Father's Day bash down there. Get down there. There's going to be all kinds of daddies down there. Hope we got some mamas down there too. But get down to New South Wrestling in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. And Big Kahuna Barbecue, Hawaiian Barbecue, over on Liberty Road and Winchester Road. The Big Kahuna Burger, that's me and Johnny's favorite and Sean's favorite. We love it. We love it. We love the food over there, guys. We're going to have a big eat-off with Lobo
and Big Johnny G.
And Big John Gilbert's going to have a big eat-off at some point.
John Gilbert says, my boys.
Nice. Yeah, that's John Gilbert's awesome. He's one of our favorite guys.
Holland. She says, "Hey guys, hi Randy."
Randy.
We're not done, guys. We're not done with the sponsors. Appalachian Mountain Wrestling sponsors us. Get down there. Cal Maggard is awesome. He's a really good friend of the podcast.
And they got a show coming up July 3rd.
July 3rd, they got a show coming up. Where's that at?
It's going to be at Pikeville, Kentucky. Get down to Appalachian Pro Wrestling. We love those guys. That's right.
Appalachian Mountain Pro Wrestling. Yep. And we got APW, Ian Mosley in Texas. APW, Ian Mosley in Texas, guys. Ian Mosley is a big fan of ours. He supported us from the first time he watched the show. He's been a supporter of ours. Really cool guy. He's a wrestling manager.
And they call him the Mouth.
They call him
Ian
the Mouth,
Mosley.
The Mouth of Texas. And who else we got?
We got
Elite Wrestling Alliance. Frankfort, Kentucky. They're having a show when?
July 1st.
They're having a show July 1st. Go Rush.
July 1st. Go Rush.
That's when they're going to finally crown their first ever.
Oh, yeah. The crown.
EWA World Champion. And Berto is part of that match.
I am in
in a
four-way with 3 other great wrestlers.
Oh, wow. I love being in a 4-way.
Andy.
Hey, that's personal stuff. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, we got.
You get UCW. with
Oh,
Terry England.
UCW. They're having a big show coming in.
Yes.
Where's it going to be?
They got Monticello,
Monticello, Kentucky.
Monticello.
And they got fair shows coming up, too.
Oh, they got fair shows coming up.
Amen.
UCW has been in business longer than any wrestling company in Kentucky. 1997. 1997. Terry England is amazing. He's a great guy. He's one of the guys that we, if we need something, a question answered about wrestling, if we're doing the right things, we always turn to him. Terry England. We always turn to Anthony Presley. And
Yes.
those guys are supporting us for big time.
And did you know Terry England used to be a wrestler before he was a wrestling promoter?
I'm sure. And Jimmy Walls has got a wrestling school down there.
Yep.
So check out Jimmy Walls Wrestling School, USWF's Wrestling School. And I think that's all the bill. I think we've paid all the bills.
I believe
That's
so.
right.
You guys
And-
take
I believe
over.
so,
I
too.
gotta share the
Take
podcast.
over. What's want to read off some comments? John Gilbert says, "My boys." Randy Holland says, "Hey
Johnny
guys
Gee.
and hi, Berto."
Hello, hello.
Chris
right.
Young says, "Hey guys, I'm the mouth of Kentucky." Thanks, Chris. That's one of my dear friends. Allie says, "Hey Hippo."
Yay.
That's right.
So Johnny, I'll let
Yeah.
you start us off there, baby.
So, Berto, I'm going to hit you with this one.
All right, be easy.
What got you into professional wrestling?
Oh, man. Man, that's many, many years ago. I watched my first match. As a matter of fact, I put it over on Facebook because God rest in peace, may rest in peace, the Iron Sheik. It was against him and Hulk Hogan in Madison Square Garden for the WWF championship belt.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I caught the very end of it, and I remember Mean Gene Okerlund interviewing Hulk Hogan, and in the background, Andre the Giant pouring the bottle of champagne over him. And from that moment on,
Turn that thing off.
I became a Hulkster and started getting into wrestling. So that was back in 1985.
Dang, that's a long time, Berto.
84, actually.
84.
That's a long
MJ
time.
says hi.
Hello, MJ.
Hey, MJ. And now I want to know
Yes.
who trained you.
My trainer was the one and only Nick Densmore.
Ooh.
That's a great one right
Mr.
there.
Wrestler, yes.
Wrestling.
I came down all the way from, I'm originally from Hammond, Indiana, which is northwest, up north by Chicago. But I then moved to Indianapolis, and from Indianapolis made the move here back in 2012. And he was my first trainer when I came to OVW because that's where I wanted to go.
I feel you on that one. And I got to ask you, what was the first gimmick? The Mexicutioner. What was the deal?
Yes. Well, my job, I'm also a proud union pipe fitter representing local 502 of Louisville, Kentucky.
That's cool, man. Union
That is
guy.
cool.
I'm a union guy too. Teamsters 651.
Yes, sir. Amen.
UPS.
That's right.
And showing love to 502. Thank you, guys. And I was on a job site in Peoria, Illinois, because I had my travel card. And there's this safety coordinator, a good friend of mine named Jason Pelagic. And he somehow, one time I was listening to him, he was calling me Mexicutioner, and from that point on, I was like, hey, can I borrow that? Or can I take that? He's like, yeah, sure, and I used that, and it got over with Al Snow. He loved the name, and I kept it, and then it just slowly progressed into, with the makeup and the black singlet. But at first, it was I was a bodyguard for Mr. VIP Joe Rosa, who took me under his wing and taught me a lot, and would like to say thank you to Mr. Joe Rosa, Mr. VIP, somewhere in Pennsylvania, I believe now. But yeah, and I was his bodyguard. I was in the VIP group.
Hey, that's not bad. It was getting over.
Oh yeah, and it wasn't easy. Like I said, I did the schooling, and then after that, just going to shows, setting up the ring, breaking down the ring, bringing a black shirt, black pants, you know, to do security, you know, paying your dues. And then I always had my gear. They always told us, no matter what, you always bring your gear.
Exactly.
Always bring your gear.
This one over here could learn from that.
Always bring your gear, Chris. And one day, the original bodyguard, Joe, a BA guy, I believe, or can't think of his last name, but a big guy named Joe lives in Florida, wasn't able to make it. And luckily, I was there and at the right time. And next thing you know, that little spot turned into, where I am today, just getting my feet wet, even if it was just the littlest thing. I tried to make it, the best I could. That's how they taught us, take every little bit that they give you and make it as big as you can.
That's how you do it.
Yes, sir.
'Cause I've seen some that don't even listen to that philosophy. And you became Berto during the pandemic?
Yeah. I left OVW around 2019. At that time, I was doing more behind the scene, doing production, working with the switchboards and the cameras. And I left on good terms with Mr. Al Snow, and much love to Mr. Snow and OVW.
How is Al? I mean,
Yeah,
we'd
we
love to
wanna
get him
know.
on the podcast, but he listens to us, but he don't respond to us. But him and Matt Jones, they both listen to us.
Yep.
But what's Al like?
Oh, he's a hell of a guy. I love him to death. I mean,
Yeah, he seems very funny.
I mean, the one thing I always tell guys is, one day, I'm watching him on TV, dancing on the stage, you hear the music, what does everybody want? And
Yep.
next thing you know, fast forward to, back in 2018, here we are in the back, telling your ma jokes,
Yeah.
I never would have thought, but
Is he a lot like that character, or is he?
Oh, he's fun. I mean, he's like all of us. I look at it, like our wives are like our moms. They just let us go play in the jungle gym, and they're just in the back
Exactly.
watching.
Yeah.
So-
You're married?
No,
No.
I am not married.
No.
No,
Got
I
kids,
do
right?
have I do not have
have
any
any kids? No kids
No, I have my service dog Russell.
Your service dog. Okay.
That is here
Cute
with
dog,
me.
too.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, and your service dog Russell, he's over there on the floor. We'll get him on the camera here in a few minutes.
He's a good boy.
He is the inspiration for Hippo, right?
Yeah, I mean, the way Hippo came about was I was sitting with my very good friend, Mr. Ted McNaylor, Man Beast, who's on Derby City Wrestling. Hell of a guy. Great mind. I mean, if you want to pick somebody's mind about wrestling, it's a Man Beast.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we were just sitting one day and talking about, just cartoons and just animals. And then also back then in Indianapolis, I used to be a bartender barback. And after hours, we go play, a rock band. And one time the rock band picked the name of our group. And
I
it
used
was,
to I used to be a bartender too.
so,
Love it,
about
love
3
it.
o'clock, 4
Yeah.
o'clock, you just get together at a boy's house, do the do. And,
That's right.
play a little video games or some euchre, and that's what we did. And we let the Xbox pick our name, and it was Hippopotamus Stab Wounds.
Nice.
And why
Nice.
that name stuck with me, I don't know why, but I
Yeah.
can just imagine, and now in Louisville, Kentucky, Hippopotamus Stab Wounds.
So the Mexicutioner was a heel,
No,
anti-hero.
I would say, a tweener.
Yeah,
Just how they wanted to use me. Like I
Yep.
said, at first I started, as being the bodyguard of Joe Rosa.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then next thing you know, I become, with Randy Perez, another great guy who lives in El Paso, Texas. Thank you very much, Mr. Perez, for taking me under your wing. And I tagged with him and won the OVW Southern Tag Team titles twice.
You think we'll ever see the Mexicutioner again?
I don't know, man.
Do you own?
Never say
Never
never.
say never. Never say never.
Is that your name? Is that your gimmick? You can use that.
Yes, that is mine. That is all
Okay,
mine.
so we don't know if we'll ever see the Mexicution again.
Like I said, never say never.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who
Oh
knows?
yeah, okay.
That's right.
Y'all
You know,
guys,
Say never.
Exactly. I mean, if you would have told me 10 years ago, hey, you're going to have a lot more, fun with, being in overalls with a hippo, I would have been like, you're out of your mind.
Yeah. So that gimmick is Berto and Hippo is just totally fun. We've watched you wrestle so
Yes.
much, and you just have an energy in the ring that's playful.
Thank you.
That's
And you blew us away.
very energetic, and it's like a it's like a it's like a 12-year-old kid in there wrestling, like that knows how to wrestle, because you know how to wrestle. Like you are very good in the ring.
Well, thank
He's
you.
a
thank
wrestler.
you. I'm a wrestler.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah,
And again, back to the story with the Xbox, the hippopotamus stab wounds, and then we took the Hippo name, and then we threw in a little Looney Tunes with the abominable snowman who wants to hug you and squeeze you and call you
That's a
George.
good one.
Sprinkled a little Shrek with the guard, like Pig Door number 2 boss.
Yep.
What's your favorite cartoon?
Oh man, I
Putting
mean
him on the spot.
Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo.
Oh, yeah.
Scooby Doo. I am a
When I was-
Scooby Doo man.
When I was growing up, it was either Bugs Bunny or Droopy.
Oh man,
Droopy
I mean
Dog.
Droopy Dog was good. I mean,
Droopy was fun. What about you, Johnny?
Mine was
Underdog.
Scooby Doo as well.
Scooby-Doo?
I'm just saying.
Which song?
Underdog, Captain Caveman.
nice.
shows like
Those are
that.
good.
Very
classics.
How about Grape Ape? Grape Ape.
was good. I loved them in Laugh Olympics.
Biggly Biggly.
Magilla
Great
Gorilla.
babe, great
I
babe.
like
Magilla
wacky
Gorilla.
races too.
Biggly Biggly Biggly.
With Mr. People's Pet Shop.
DJ
Yeah.
Eric says Berto loves 4 Happy Meals with a Diet Coke.
Yes, that's what my best friend Clayton Canyon got me from Grindhouse. Thank you, Clayton.
That's another great place too. They just mentioned Grindhouse. We gotta check them out one day.
Grindhouse. Back to the so y'all were sitting playing PlayStation, talking about Looney Tunes, and then the Hippo, like
Xbox.
Yeah, then the Hippo name, we sprinkled that, and at that time, the Outrunners were coming out and about, and
Outrunners. That's a Turbo
Yep,
and
Turbo and
And
Truth
shit.
Magnum.
and Truth Magnum, 2 hell of guys.
we
man.
love those
Great
guys,
talent.
man. The first time we seen them wrestle was at AEW down there
Yep,
Yeah.
in January.
in January. Oh my God, they were so good, and I said I gotta have those guys on the podcast. Go,
And we've been
if
trying
you know
ever
them,
since.
get a hold of them for
I'll
us.
do the best I can, but like I said, I can't make any promises.
Oh no, we just kind of need people just to put their like, hey, Nice Guy Indie Podcast.
Yeah,
What you
just
be
they're
on?
put the name
Great
out.
guy.
So we don't want you to ask them. We just kind of say, hey, just mention our name to them.
Oh yeah, definitely. Also, 2 other guys, that if you want to pick their brain for wrestling, and I forgot the promotion, but it was Dave Harmon's promotion, who is a referee for New South.
Yep.
Dave Harmon, good guy also,
Yeah.
and we were doing the mobile homers gimmick that he would do with another partner of his, and I was gonna be their second cousin. So they're like, yeah, let's try it out. See, let's feel it out. So I'm like, oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
like the overalls and that just came into play because I figured, oh, mobile homers. I'll put on some overalls, and then
Yeah.
after that match, I just took it as me.
You felt comfortable in that gear.
I really did. I mean, I was like, man, it's just me turned up 100 times, and then now, I mean,
Yeah.
we got matching outfits. I'll do field trips with him, and like I said, it all came from like I said to Man Beast. Ted, I love you. Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah.
I,
So then
I
you
would
came
have
up.
never found Hippo.
So you came up with Hippo, and then you had to like have a reason why you carried Hippo. So Hippo became your special. I mean, your
It was like my service animal.
service animal.
Yeah,
like,
it's
like
like the
Russell.
real one you have, like Russell.
Right, because if I brought Russell to a wrestling match, dear God, I'd feel sorry for the guy that he'd get a hold of, because
Yeah.
I don't think he'd take kindly for someone.
Guys, Russell is a
Beating the hell out of
beautiful. He's a
Yeah,
dark,
he's a beautiful dog.
He's a Weimaraner.
dark bluish gray, right?
Yes.
And he's a.
Weimaraner.
We had one of those when I was a kid, and that was one of the smartest dogs we've ever had.
Oh yeah, he lets me know when it's time to go out, time to go to bed.
Hey, that's the best
Our
kind.
dogs. His
My
name was
Yorkies like that.
his name was Needles.
Needles. Sounds like a
no,
hitman.
not
It
Needles.
does.
Needles.
Yeah, Needles.
You gotta watch out for that needles. It may be a dog, but
So
it'll
how
get
long have you had Russell?
I have had him now for about 6 years, and how I ran across him was he came into the parking lot of the apartment complex that I live at, and my ex-fiance's daughter found him, and she couldn't, and she brought him into her house, to my ex-fiance's house, and she couldn't keep him, but he was a beautiful dog. So, and we were on good terms, still on good terms, you know. And I took him and kept an eye on him, but I did the right thing, you know, put him through to find a microchip, the 30 days through animal control, and nobody claimed him, and he was, you know, already house trained and could shake and very calm, man.
Yeah, he seems very calm. He's just laying right over there on the floor. Like
He's
he
over
did
here
come over here
doing
and visit
himself.
me. He
You
did
know.
come over here and visit me before the show, and then he's such a sweetheart.
And
He
then
really
at that
is.
time, believe it or not, I was on an antidepressant.
Yeah.
And I just don't like how they made me feel, you know. They made me feel just slow and zombied. And
Yeah, I think we've all
Yep.
here been on that kind of stuff.
Yep.
yeah, I mean, you know, yeah.
Chris.
And I don't like that feeling,
No,
you know.
no.
And then I weaned myself off, and I took him to the Voice of the Voiceless with Mr. Richard Gypsy, who is one hell of a trainer, and another person that loves animals, you know, Mr. Gypsy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gypsy.
That's
And
right, Mr. Gypsy.
he trained Russell to go on my feelings, my emotions when I get the anxiety and get depression. And with him, that's how I slowly but surely weaned myself off of the
And
medication.
When we started talking to you down at Elite Wrestling Alliance down there, when you did that show, after the show, me and Johnny started talking to you, and you came open with me and Johnny and started talking to us about your depression and stuff like that and anxiety. We all relate with that because I suffer with depression, and you know, and
Battling it.
Sean battles depression. He battles alcoholism, and he's been clean for 8 years now.
Amen.
8 years.
And it's
Amen.
still he still
Amen,
has a
brother.
problem with it every day, right, John? Right, Sean?
Even my best days are a struggle, but
Oh yeah.
Now, Johnny has some. What kind of problems you got, Johnny?
I've got clubfoot. I got a mental disability.
Same.
we all
And
do.
Depression? Did you have depression?
Depression as well.
Yeah. And our service dog is this podcast.
Amen.
Yeah, because this podcast helps every one of us. Like, and Chris Blade over there, he has ADHD real bad, and he suffers with some
DJ
depression.
Eric said a hippo needs Johnny's hat.
And we guys, we
Yeah,
want
he
to
needs a hat
sparkly
like
hat,
this.
right?
we want to talk to everybody out there about depression, anxiety. If you got a friend that's suffering from depression, please contact them every once in a while. Check on your friends. Tell them everything. Let them know that you care and you love
Just
them. And
reach out and ask what's up.
Because you never
That
know
really
what
does
someone's
help.
going through unless you actually reach out and
Right.
talk to them.
And like you said, the medicines out there, just some of them are just make you feel funny. And I was on one that made me yawn all the time. Yes.
Now this one just made me quiet and just zombied, you know. And I still have my days, you know. And like I said, a lot of people are like, man, you know, just because of how I am, you know. And I give them the example. I'm like, look at Robin Williams. He was the same way. And
Oh my God.
Yeah,
we
rest
grew
in
up in an
peace.
era. Rest in
R.I.P.
peace, yes.
R.I.P.
And we grew
Oh,
up in
man,
an
that-
era, you know, where you hide your feelings, man up, don't be a bitch, you know. And now I'm like, you know, no, I'm a big guy, but I got feelings too. You know, I need to let them out. I need to talk about them.
Exactly.
And a lot of people, you know, they start hearing, you know, things like that come out of me, and they're like, man, there's no way I would have ever thought you.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, you have no idea unless you ask. And even if you don't, you know, just, you know, even a thumbs up or something, you know, that goes a long way, you know.
Yeah,
And then some days it's even hard for us to even come out, you know.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't want to be in the way, you don't want to be a nuisance, you know. And sometimes I let it ride, you know, but sometimes I do reach out, and when I do, I just, man, the list is endless. But I got a great group of friends. I really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, you got to have a
That's the
good group
way.
of friends. You got to have something to keep your mind
Gotta have a good
occupied.
Support
Yeah.
system. Without that, you've got.
I know,
nothing.
guys.
Yeah, you got to keep your mind occupied with something creative.
Yes.
Be creative.
That's
Don't
Yeah,
keep it in, guys. That's
Yeah.
the whole thing with me and Hippo right now. I mean,
And sometimes you might even need to role play in a different character, like you do, like Berto, and and just be as somebody else for just an hour or two. Like you when you get in the ring, you turn into a different character.
oh
That
yeah,
helps you.
it does. It does. Like you, I mean, up to the point till I get up to the curtain, you know, I'm nervous, knots, everything, you know. But as soon as I go through, and you know, it's like,
Yeah. You was kind of nervous when you was standing here talking to us,
Yep.
Yeah.
and we take that like we we don't realize when people come see us that we're nervous, that they're nervous. And,
Oh, yeah.
We just kind of like, because we already know who you are.
Yep.
And we got a bunch of people watching right now. We really do.
That's awesome.
And,
Thank you.
yeah, you have a lot of fans, and we appreciate you coming on, giving us their time to come on. But like when you come in, and we take we don't realize that somebody's really nervous. Like we had Tripping Balls on last week, and he was
very nervous.
He's a big Twitter guy.
He likes to trash talk the wrestlers, and they like to trash talk him back.
He was very nervous, but there's no need to be nervous with us.
Even Bobby Blade, after all these years in the business, he'll go out there cutting a promo. He'll come out. He'll come up and ask us. Now I love Bobby.
Yep.
And I've known him probably longer than anybody in this room.
Mm-hmm.
And but he'll come up and like, "Was that good? Was that?" I said, "Bobby, you perfect."
That's
Bobby's awesome.
He
If you got a chance to talk to Bobby, you really
Here and there, when I see him at shows, he hasn't taken a picture with me yet, like he does with everybody else.
Reach out
we'll
to
get-
him, brother. Trust me.
He'll get to you.
He'll get
I'll
to
say
you.
something.
he's watching right now, I'm sure.
Yeah, but
Ian Mosley just sent us 5,000.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Ian Mosley.
DJ Eric Montgomery says, Berto, I've known you for more than 10 years. You've always been a good brother to me, even that wild time in Indy. I'm glad to
yes,
call you my friend, but most importantly, my brother.
I love you, Eric.
Brother, I enjoyed that you spoke to us at EWA because we got to know a little bit more about
Oh yeah,
who you are behind the character.
I mean the character. I mean, it's not even a character. It's me
basically
just
you.
It's just
turned
you
up
times
and
10.
and I'm like an open book now. I mean, if anybody wants to know, I'll let you know. And like I said, then when I left OVW in 2019, the pandemic, like I said, I was, switching, jobs, and then I didn't know where I was going to go after that, but I knew that there was still a little bit left in me, and Al, let me go, with his blessings, and I went to Grindhouse, which is in Jeffersonville, Indiana, and much, much love to the Reverend Ronnie Roberts and to Tony Blanchard, Too Tough Tony.
Yep.
I mean, those guys have given me another home and have opened my eyes to just a whole different family and just a whole new love for wrestling. And again, Grindhouse, thank you so much.
They gave you that platform to continue developing.
Oh yeah, and they do, and they still do, and the people there too. I mean, you got some great talent. I mean, you got the big man Ethan. He just went up against Big D, and just an incredible talent. I mean, and then you also have this. You got referee Dallas.
Yep.
Dallas is an incredible guy, and nothing but love for them two guys. But they're so little, but their personalities are huge, and that's what you need in this sport. And they bring it. They may be 5'2". I mean, they're not, but they act like they're 8'10", and they just make the littlest thing just big. And love them guys.
Like Bert, I would say that you're an inspiration for people like me that shows no matter what your disability is that you can achieve your dreams. So
That's right.
It is. I mean, you can't. I mean, the only thing. I mean, now like with me, is it's just how you look at it. Like if somebody breaks up with you, yeah, you're gonna have your downtime, but then at the same time, thank you for opening the door for somebody else to come in.
Exactly.
You got to have
What
that
I'm
right
going
state
through
of mind.
Right now, I'm in a new relationship, so it's a good thing.
Well, good for you.
you.
Congratulations.
That's right.
We
Yes.
kind of met at the EWA show. She'll probably slap me for saying this, but hi, Randy.
Hi, Randy. Hippo says hi.
That's
Hippo
right.
says hi.
Hippo does say hi.
You
She's
know,
a big fan.
And then, and like I said, 2019, I started with Grindhouse, and they gave me the platform to where I could just run with Berto and Hippo, and then I started developing it little by little. It started, like a little rock on a hill, then got padded with snow and got bigger and bigger, and now it's, my thing is, don't try to fit in if you're meant to stick out, and I mean that 110%.
That's true.
That's right.
You only have one shot at this thing called life. You
Exactly.
also hold the pen to your story. You be that author. You be that writer, and give everybody something to read.
That's right. Because that's a great saying as well. When one door closes, another one opens, and you open that door. Because when that one door closed, you found Berto and Hippo.
I did. And you know what? I am so blessed. And even though I may be late to the game, because I mean, I'm going to be 47 years old. You believe that?
I'm 49, so yeah.
You don't even look at it.
And I started the podcast 2 years ago, so I'm kind of late to the game too. I started out doing broadcasting and years ago, but then I had a family, and so I waited until I was like financially okay to do this, and so I started doing this. So I understand what you're doing.
I was late to the game as well.
42. I've been on it for the past year, and so
and
he's
I've been
here about a month less than me.
Oh, wow.
Berto, I'm the same way.
Give or take a day or two.
I'm 31, and I'm currently in training, as you already know, which they was telling me that DDP didn't actually get in the ring until he was 35. So
exactly, and it doesn't matter how old you are. And that's the one thing, another thing is like when I started 12 years ago, and here I am about to be 47. I've had 2 full hip replacements. I've had both of my rotator cuffs replaced, as well as my left ankle. Those body parts are now titanium.
Goodness.
And I'm allergic to pain medication. Anything that contains codeine I cannot take.
Oh my goodness.
And the reason I had to have my joints replaced so early is because I developed osteoporosis at an early age. So everything that hit me in my 30s should have hit me in my late 50s, early 60s. So basically, the doctors have told me that in the future I'm just going to be this gnawed up, arthritic ball of muscle. And, I know it's not going to be, a pleasant time, but, that's later.
Yeah, well,
I'm in the now. And
maybe-
by
maybe
then,
if you keep-
medicine
maybe if you
might be, different. It might be
Yeah.
upgraded. But right now, I'm going to do what I want, and that's wrestle.
And live your life.
Exactly, and
how you
maybe if
want
you
to.
keep moving, then it's not going
Yeah.
to be like that.
Yeah, John Gilbert said, "You don't look a day over 25, Berto."
You really
Damn,
don't.
thank you.
DJ
Thank
Eric
you.
said, "What? You told me you were 21."
Yes, I am
John
40.
Gilbert said he just wrestled a guy
You
here
told me
a
that you
while
were
back that
18.
was 61.
And
Gilbert did.
Guys, if you let me tell everybody this: we have a Cash App now, and you guys, if y'all guys want to tip us anything, the Cash App is on the screen. It's $Rinky Dink Podcast. So send us you can send us $1. You can send us whatever you can afford. So that helps out pay the rent around here, guys. We need help paying the podcast rent.
good guys, yes.
And we want to give back to the wrestling community and all community. We want to entertain. The
That's
podcast
right.
is here to entertain, and it's here for for us to use as therapy. And we want to put over wrestlers like Berto, and
That's right.
we want to put over independent anybody. So guys, please give to us. Go over to the Nice Guy Indie Podcast page on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and subscribe, like, share, follow us, all that stuff. So, and Johnny has a really big video on Facebook right now. It's close to 1 million views, guys. Like and share that video because Johnny's clotheslining the brick wall
Who
outside.
knew? Taking my arm and close on the brick wall just a couple
Anthony
times.
Presley's
get
on. He
so much
says,
views.
Anthony,
"My guy Berto."
Yes.
That's right.
the boss
Yes.
is on.
And I
Hell of
love
a
this
boss
look,
from New
Berto.
South
And,
Wrestling.
Randy's at 29. She had open heart surgery.
Who is that?
Randy,
His girlfriend.
My girl.
Oh, your girlfriend. Sean's girlfriend had open heart surgery with 29 years old.
29.
Oh, wow.
How old is she now?
I'm not telling you her age.
So she had
Don't
it.
tell a lady.
She said
their
it.
age.
She had it a couple weeks
So
ago.
what's your advice for people that want to talk about people like me and you that's got a disability and be like, oh well, you can't do this because you're that way. Like what advice would you give me?
The advice that I would give you is says who. Those would be my 2 words. Says who.
That's right.
That's right.
They're just worried that you may do
gonna
it
make
even
them
better
look like
or make them look like a fool. But
That's
no,
right.
don't ever let anybody tell you no. You at least, by God, when I'm done with this life, the one thing I'm going to be proud is I'm going to look back and say, damn it, I tried and not what if. You be
That's
that
right.
person. Everybody listening, be that person. Not what if, but at least I tried.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's like that saying. You miss 100% of the shots that
That's
you
right.
don't take.
And there's a person that wrestles with a club foot, and there's people that wrestle with my same disabilities out there, and I never even knew it until now.
Oh yeah,
Randy, I'm not going to tell your age on the thing, but she done told us. So.
Hey, Fiji Wild Man, he's deaf and he wrestles. So
yeah. You got Fiji Wild Man. You got Ram Jam, another one. You know who's deaf.
deaf,
You also have
Brandon Wolf, he's got a sign of autism.
Brandon Wolf.
Ian Mosley, one of our biggest fans.
Autism as well.
Autism.
And then you have Darren the Inspirer. He wrestles in Grindhouse. You know, and he's legally blind. He's completely blind.
And
Wow,
Sleazy
and he
Breezy.
wrestles?
And he wrestles. Yes, hell of an inspiration there.
Oh, wow.
And we got Sleazy Breezy, who's confined to a wheelchair with cerebral palsy, and he just...
Yeah. There was a AEW on their first ever pay-per-view when they became AEW. There was a guy there with no legs. He was in a match.
You know, I mean, look at Michael Hayes, another great wrestler, great man. I mean,
Like
Yeah.
BSAs, not
Yes.
PSAs.
yes, and I mean, he wrestled
one-
and he had one leg.
How
Yeah.
about the one that on MWA or?
Yeah.
You know, all these guys, you know,
Oh,
and
that's
women, you
crazy.
know,
Okay.
and all because of what? Just of a simple word that's you know called barrier. Man, the hell with a barrier.
Damn
Exactly.
straight.
You know, you did not come this far just to come this far. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a strong believer of that.
Exactly.
Screw that.
Anything you want to do, just go ahead and try it. Go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
You might not be the best, but like just
But at least you did it.
try.
At least
and
you tried
give
and
'em-
not what if.
Exactly. Give you 110% of what you can give, and it's worth it to everybody. And people are
'Cause-
going to love you for it.
The only thing holding you back is you yourself if you listen to those people.
Exactly. And all they're doing is just noise. That's all it is. What they're doing is just noise. You
Yes,
know, misery likes company.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, screw that. I mean, I don't have kids. I'm 46 and the choices that I made to get to where I am, you know, haven't been easy, you know. I've sacrificed where I could have had kids, but I didn't because I want this.
Yeah.
I really did. I mean, I thought I did when I was a Mexicutioner, but now, more than ever with Berto and Hippo, I believe I got something.
Oh,
I really
you
do.
That's right.
You're very entertaining. You're super entertaining. Is he up?
He's up.
Yep, he's up.
Russ-
finally.
I don't know anybody in
Hey,
Russell
when
took a
you're,
nap.
when you're at a show, when your match is on. I don't know anybody in the crowd not having a good time.
That's awesome.
There's Mr.
Whether
Russell.
they're cheering for you or doing anything, it's everybody's in there having fun. I've never seen a frown on anybody's face in the crowd when you're there.
Man, I gotta tell you, I love the Robin thing.
Oh, yeah?
When he
When he came out as
doing the
Batman.
Batman.
Oh yeah, where was that?
Batman.
That
Is
That was
New
at
South?
New
New
South.
South. I didn't get
Yes.
to see. I didn't get to see that one, but
Yeah, that
I
was
did
one
see
you
the
missed a
video.
couple
I did
weeks
see
ago.
some video of it.
I mean, I was wrestling against Tyler Lee Deputy, another great talent out of OVW,
Yes, he
and
was.
now he's out and about. You guys need to book him.
Yes.
And I figured since he is the law, don't fight against them, but fight with them.
That's right.
Exactly.
So, you know, Batman, you know, Hippo was Batman, but he was a batapotamus.
Yep.
Bad upon him.
You
And
know,
you were Robin.
I was Robin.
You seem to be wrestling everybody that is anybody around here. Like who have you wrestled like recently that you like? I can't believe I got to wrestle this guy. This guy is amazing. Have you wrestled Marty Clay yet?
No, but I have been on shows with him, and he is an
He is
awesome,
tremendous.
awesome athlete.
And
I mean,
he's a great guy too. Like
he
he's-
is down
yeah.
to earth, and I mean,
Man, he always
so
cuts,
approachable.
In 4 years business, and he's already a star.
Man, he cuts
Oh,
up
yeah.
with
He is.
every time we see him at shows. He comes over and makes sure he sits there and talks to us like we're his best buddies. We love that guy, man. He's been in the studio 4 times now.
Yeah, and the
Something like
first
that.
time that he approached us at a show was at New South, but he just popped up behind me watching Mickey Mouse match, and we just started talking and shooting the shit.
He's came so far from the first time he was on this podcast. He was sitting over in that seat. He was just so quiet, and then now he's the now
Yeah,
he's the
top
star.
dip, more
Oh, I know.
charismatic.
How many belts? 4 now?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's the star. He was. You said you took on. You take on Garrison Creed.
No, I have not.
No, you haven't
But
yet?
I've shared the locker room with him, and again, another great guy.
We want to
talk
get
to.
Garrison. Garrison,
Yeah,
if
we
you're
definitely-
watching, we want to get you on the podcast.
Hey, I'm gonna hit him up
You
to
know-
get him on here. I told him he said he
Here
was.
recently, I did go up against the exception, Dalton Kinsey.
Oh,
Another
yeah.
good one right there.
He
WA.
he is. I mean,
He's a
he's only
beast.
been in the business, from what I understand, for a very, very short time. And
That was an
whether
amazing match.
Whether it comes natural or what, I don't know. But dude, kudos to you, Dalton.
That was
Yeah.
amazing.
I know he is trained
match.
by Aaron Williams and is also
Another great one,
accompanied
Aaron
by
Williams.
Carson Drake and the Pitbull Omega. Those guys are awesome guys. I love those guys. I met them at New South and, brought the old man in and treated me like,
you wrestled
family.
Dalton. You wrestled Dalton down at
Yep, EWA.
EWA, yes.
Elite Wrestling Pro
You
Alliance
actually
guy.
got footage of it.
When you were getting checked by the referee, I said, "There's no tickling in wrestling." You're like, "Says who?"
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then you've been in a tag team match against Adrian. You've also shared the locker room with Adrian too, ain't you?
Yes, Adrian Alexander.
Yeah, Marcus
another
Johnson.
one, Marcus
He's our podcast
Johnson.
champion.
Yes. Marcus Johnson and Adrian Alexander, two great guys.
Marcus is incredible too. I really love the way he wrestles. He's awesome.
Yeah, I met him, I think, in New South as well.
Yeah.
Even tagged with them.
New South is amazing down there, isn't it?
It is. I mean, Anthony and Aaron and everybody there, they treat you like family.
Yes, that's
They
right.
just want you to have fun and tell a good story, and just be you. And if you want to, go out and about, do your thing.
Anthony
right.
goes out of his way to book those incredible shows down there. He brings in big talent,
He does.
mixes it with Kentucky talented and wrestlers all
Yeah.
from around here.
Just making us better.
He
know?
loves
right.
it, and he's sometimes he's not making money down there, guys. So you got to get down to New
got
South
to.
Wrestling, Lawrenceburg, pack that place so so Anthony don't have to fit the bill for our entertainment, guys.
Support your local
So-
independent wrestling in New South professional wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Independent business. Period.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
independent business anyway.
Yes,
Keep-
you guys drive us. I mean, you'd be surprised, what we do, and for how much we do it for,
That's right.
and it's not so much about the money, but the passion that we have for it, and, regardless of the dollar signs, at the end of the day, if you got a security trying to hold the kid back from trying to help me, or a kid coming up to me telling me thank you, or
Yeah.
can I take a picture, or you helped me,
Oh my goodness.
that's priceless.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Things like that, man, memories, I mean, I love it. I love it.
Exactly.
When we first saw you, you blew us away. That was earlier this year.
Did I fart?
No, you blew us away with your tremendous style inside the ring.
Yes.
That's what
Johnny
caught our
farted.
eye.
I'm sorry about that.
You're like Berto and Hippo is like when you first see Berto and Hippo, you say this guy he's got it. He's a star. And in the ring, you're very talented in the ring. So like when we first seen you, it was like this guy's got it.
Dang
He's
straight.
a fucking star.
Especially
man, it
when
wasn't
you
easy.
did that spot where you got down onto the ground, you're doing the hippo thing, you crawl towards them, and they're like, whoa, what you doing?
Yeah.
And run in and get between ropes like, whoa, what you doing? You're like, come on.
It's mind games. Once you get in their head,
That's
the
right.
Red light, green light.
So did you ever take your gimmick that you got from Eugene that used to wrestle from? Did you ever get the inspiration from him that wrestled for WWE?
Oh yeah, Eugene. Oh yeah.
That was his.
I mean,
trainer.
he was my very, very first trainer. I had, a little bit, of him, a little bit of Georgie Animal Steel, and then, like I said, sprinkled with the abominable snowman of Looney Tunes and one of Shrek's guards.
Yeah.
That's right.
Speaking of Bobby Blade, he said, "I would have loved to work with Berto when I was active. I really think we could have done something very entertaining." Hey, Bobby, Berto
still
would like
active.
a picture with you.
Yeah, Bobby. What
You're
the
still
hell?
Yeah,
active,
Berto wants
Bobby
a picture.
Blade. Bobby Blade, do we have to remind you we brung you out of retirement. You are still active. You guys both work at New South Wrestling. Y'all can still do something,
And
right?
you know what? Here's a good idea. When y'all had the match, you don't even have to get physical because Berto will do all the work for you.
Pretty much,
He'll
man.
make you look like a star.
And
Take on. I think Jordan Cage is. I think you and Jordan Cage could have a good match.
yeah, I've seen him work at New South. Oh yeah.
That'd be great, man.
What do you think, Bobby?
Yeah.
What do you think, Anthony? Jordan Cage versus Berto.
Ooh, that's the match I want to see. Anthony Presley goes, July 2nd, we have Rip Rogers doing a seminar before the show for all licensed wrestlers and students. He will also be in the locker room during the show.
I am telling you guys right now, anybody and everybody listening, that man is a freaking genius.
What's the price on that? Does he say?
$30.
$30 a person.
Guys, $30 to
advantage
be
of it.
in a seminar with Rip Rogers down at New South Wrestling. When is this going to be?
July 2nd.
July the 2nd. Get down there. If you're a professional local wrestler, there's no reason why you shouldn't come to Lawrenceburg. $30 to hear Rip Rogers.
Yeah, and
be in
that's
a
a man
Spencer
that you
Vine.
want to listen to because Rip Rogers has all that knowledge right here.
Yes, I was very blessed being under his wing for a little over 3 years.
Yeah.
Because I was there for 2012 to 2019, and he would train us on the weekends after you'd passed the beginner's class. And then you had the intermittent class with Trailer Park Trash, Frank Miller, also another good trainer. Thank you, Frank, for taking me under your wing as well. And then once you passed that, then you went to the psychology of it. And Rip just blew the door open for me.
Ask Anthony what that podcast name was on.
And
Anthony,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
What podcast were you on?
Can't you message him?
I do too.
and
I'm sorry, go ahead.
and he opened the door, with the psychology so much for me with the Mexicutioner. But even now that I'm with Berto and Hippo, it just makes that much more sense. Like what he taught me with the Mexicutioner, I'm just now applying it, and I'm still learning with Berto and Hippo. And I tell you what, I will be at that seminar. I mean, I love him to death. I mean,
There you go, guys. Berto's going to be there too, so
hell
he's
of
going
a
to.
guy. Please, you guys, you have men, women, all of you, take advantage of this seminar. The man has trained over
That's
90% of the talent you see on TV.
And it's the opportunity of you wrestlers to get in there and pay $30 to meet people like Berto, people like whoever, other wrestlers that's going to be there, mingle with each other, meet each other, network with each other, guys. The whole reason, one of the whole big things about this podcast is a lot of wrestlers that would not have met each other have met each other through this podcast, like of seeing each other on the podcast and knowing of each other. And it's like, yeah, that guy seems really cool, and I want to meet him, and I want to work with that guy. So a lot of wrestlers that come through this podcast have got to meet each other and even know about each other because of this podcast. So guys, watch the podcast. Get down to the seminars. Go down to watch New South Wrestling. Get over to Elite Wrestling Alliance over there in George and Frankfurt. UCW down south down there, guys. Terry England. Work with these guys. Guys, work with each other. Get to these seminars and help each other build this.
And to add to that, you're never too old or young to continue learning.
Never too old. Never too old.
Exactly. I mean, we're all just a small fish in this big pond called wrestling.
Right.
And I believe to each one teach one. So, if I can help somebody, along the way, that's a good thing.
And the best thing about Kentucky right now is that all these promotions, everybody is working with each other. Like, they're really friendly with each other. Anthony's really friendly with New South is really friendly with EWA.
And also Derby City Wrestling.
Derby City. There's Derby City Wrestling in Louisville. Everybody's cool with each other. Everybody needs to work with each other and mentor each other.
Because that grows great professional wrestling right here in Kentucky.
We're gonna make Kentucky and the surrounding states like
areas.
Let's just make it a one big ball of wrestling knowledge, guys. Come on.
I mean, we're all chasing the same dream.
That's right.
What is it?
Bells and Belts.
Yep.
Bells and Belt podcast. Check it out. Anthony Presley was on that podcast here recently.
The other day.
Check him out, guys. Check out Anthony is a wealth of knowledge.
We were his first podcast.
Yeah.
And he was awesome.
No, he's coming back on. He's
he come back on. I'm going to hit him up in
He's
July.
got the record.
I mean, we
you know what? Also,
we don't hate on other podcasts, guys. If there's any podcasts out there watching us and listening to us, we'll work with you. We'll have you on. We'll cross promote with each other. We're not the only ones in the business, guys. You guys do y'all's thing, and we'll do our thing.
And we encourage you to continue learning, because what are we if we don't learn?
That's true.
You got to continue to learn if you want to make it inside the business.
Exactly. I mean, I'm still learning, and
Yeah.
here I am 12 years later. You know,
Isn't it wonderful to like get in there and like you leave that one night and you're just like, damn, I learned this and I learned that, like to yourself,
yeah.
you know.
And then you're gonna have your bad times too. Everybody does, you know. And you just gotta grow, pick yourself up, and just learn from your mistakes. I mean, I try to give myself 5-10 minutes, you know, to just beat myself up, and then after that, I'm like, all right, learn from it, grow. Don't dwell.
Yeah, don't
That's how
dwell
you
on
do it,
anything.
Don't dwell on it.
Evidently, you did get your picture taken with Bobby.
I did.
Yeah,
He
he
said-
sent me the picture of you and him.
Oh my God, that was. Oh, I did. Yeah, that
Oh,
was at
wow.
Youth
You
South.
gotta get another one. You should tell
Well
him.
played, Bobby. Well played.
Well played,
Bo-
Bobby.
Bobby, you won this time, but Berto will
Bobby,
get
yeah.
the last laugh.
Andy, you're forgetting a wrestling promotion.
Who?
Gen Next.
Gen X.
Oh, Gen Next
Yes.
guys.
Professional
Who can forget those guys? Gen Next down
Yeah.
there. They have one of the best wrestling schools
Yes.
around, like here, and it's like so.
Legendary Larry D, baby.
It's so
Larry D.
reasonable. Their
Ladies Pro
price,
Academy.
I think their price is like $100 down, $100 a month to go down there and learn from Larry D and Max Sled, which Max Sled is funny as hell.
Oh yeah.
They're all really good. Larry,
Max
Max,
has a great mind.
please
for
come on the podcast. We'll beg you. We'll pitch you over. We'll
we
let you guys come on.
We got his documentary coming on.
Oh, we do have the
Jeff
guy.
Waldridge.
What's his name?
Jeff Waldridge.
Jeff Waldridge.
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 Bobby said we're going to get more pics together. You and
Damn right.
Bobby.
That's
Always
right.
take the picture.
And also
Always
pick his
take the
brain
picture.
anytime you can, Berto.
When you gonna say something about the first time you shared a locker room with him? Remember?
Yes, Larry D was a great man to also pick his brain about wrestling. I was very fortunate to share the locker room with him here not too long ago at New South with the Hall of Fame induction.
Yeah. We definitely want to get Larry on here. Larry, whenever you get a chance, come on the podcast. We appreciate it.
And
And
Hit me up anytime,
I'm
brother.
telling you, everybody would love it. You guys coming on here with us, and
And prayers go out to Larry and his dad and his family for what they're going through.
yes,
Exactly.
Also,
yes, you're in
prayer-
our prayers, brother.
Yeah.
Yes, I was very fortunate, and also thank you for letting me be on their show for Larry. I was in the Battle Royale and
Legends never die.
oh, down there in
Never Say Die. Legends
That's right.
never die.
yeah, down in Cynthiana, down
Yes,
there.
that was my first time working for Gen X, and Max and Larry were awesome.
Those guys
Thank you.
always put on a really good show, man. When they were doing the bar brawl thing down there, it was so fun. We'd go down there and just have such a good time. Those guys are so nice to us when we get down there.
Hey, one
Yes.
time we got stuck in traffic. We're running late. Max Texas was like, "We're gonna keep the show going till y'all get here. Now hurry up."
Yeah, they waited for
And
us.
then as soon as we got
I don't
there,
know if they
the show
really
started.
waited for us, but they said
That's
they
what he
did.
told us. So
That's
we
what they
just
told
went
us.
with it.
I want
Made
to
us feel really good, Max.
I want to do this shout out. I want to say prayers to Dominic McVeigh. His house caught fire.
Yes.
Prayers to you, brother.
There's
Reach
some
out
ice in the
to
other
Kevin
cooler,
Jones.
but you can use that. There's some ice in that little small cooler.
Reach out to Kevin Jones or Brandon T. Wilson. They'll give you the information on what you can do for donations to help out Dominic McVeigh.
Guys, it's been like we've been on here an hour already. It's time to pay some more bills. Matt's Games, Collectibles, and much more. Eastland Shopping Center, guys. If you guys love retro gaming, they got all the old retro gaming stuff up there. They got new games. They got Legos. They got all the action figures. What's it, the pop heads? What is
Yep,
it?
Funko Pop.
Funko Pops. They got all that stuff up there. Guys, go up there and tell Matt that Nice Guy Andy podcast sent you, and tell him that, just tell him we sent you, and have a good time with Matt up there. He's very funny. He'll sit there and talk to you about game and stuff all night if you want him to.
Well,
We've had him on the podcast. Check out the YouTube channel. He's been on the podcast. If you guys want to know who Matt is, we will probably definitely get him back on the podcast
Damn
at some
straight
point.
we will.
And Bo's Tractor
Bo's Tractors works with
Works.
the great face cream, and there's
He's-
actually a story behind the name.
Yeah, he sent us the face cream. What's the story, John? You know?
Not yet,
Yeah.
but he's going to
what
give it
good
to
are you
us.
if you don't
Yeah.
know?
He's going to tell us the story. But we actually knew Bo, and we thought Bo was working
Yeah,
on
we
tractors.
thought they was a tractor because, you see, tractor works, and you're like, so he does tractor
He
work?
works on tractors and detailing and stuff
and
like
then,
that.
Then I found out, well, it's a face cream.
And me and Johnny's gonna open that box, and we're gonna have an unveiling, like a box opening little video pretty soon, guys.
That's right.
And we'll tell you what the face cream's about.
Oh, he touched your hippo and he smacked it.
Joe Monroe. We want to put over Joe Monroe. Joe Monroe is a local wrestler. He is a favorite of the Nice Guy Any podcast. He helps us a lot around here, guys.
He's a good guy.
Donated a lot of money. He sold some of his own personal stuff on auction to help support the podcast. So, guys, book Joe Monroe. Fill Joe Monroe's ears. Any professional wrestler out there,
fill him up.
Fill his
That's right.
ears
Fill
full
him up.
of wrestling knowledge. Teach him something. He's just gotten this business. He loves wrestling. He wants to
he's willing
learn.
to
So,
learn.
guys, invite him to your schools, your seminars. Joe Monroe.
That's right.
And New South Wrestling, guys. New South Wrestling is having a Father's Day get together down
summer
there
break.
Yes, we are.
this Sunday, guys.
Ooh.
Get down there. I think Anthony's going to be on the Bells to Belts podcast. He is giving away 4 free tickets to SmackDown. I don't know if he gave those tickets away or not, but New South Wrestling, guys, get down there.
That's right.
Elite
Wrestling.
Elite Wrestling Alliance, guys. They're having when is their next show, Johnny?
Next show's July 1st.
Yes.
Go, Russ. And the man right there is going to be a fatal 4-way for that.
For the first EWA championship.
Oh,
That's
wow.
right.
Yes.
It's a pay-per-view.
It's a pay-per-view. Okay.
Yes, against me, Jacob Ratcliffe. We also have the Omega, the Pit Bull,
And Marty Clay.
and Marty Clay.
Oh, I just asked you if you had
Hell
wrestled
Yes,
him,
this
and
will
you're
be our
going to.
first. I
finally
mean,
gonna
three talented guys, you know.
Yeah.
You guys don't want to miss this.
That's
Big-
right.
Seriously, make your way to the EWA show July 1st.
Big Kahuna, Hawaiian Barbecue, Liberty Road, and Winchester Road, guys. Big Kahuna has the best burger in Lexington. I'm telling you,
I swear
the
they
Big
do.
Kahuna burger is over there at Big Kahuna. Harry is one of our fans. He's been on the podcast. He is a great guy. What were you going to say, Johnny?
You'll see us on his wall of fame.
Yeah, our
Because
picture's
we
over there.
got
Did you eat the
ourselves
burger?
Big Kahuna twice.
Go to Big Kahuna. They got a big old mirror of Samuel Jackson on the
Yes, they
freaking
do.
wall. It's beautiful over there.
wow.
It's an
From Pulp
awesome
Fiction,
place.
too.
Big Kahuna Burger is based off the burger from
Pulp
Pulp
Fiction.
Oh,
But it's-
the brains on Brad.
But it's
That's right.
but it's Harry's personal his personal recipe for that. He's his own. He made up the recipe that he uses, and it's so good. The barbecue sauce on there is a Hawaiian barbecue sauce. So delicious, guys.
That's right.
We
Might
got to
have
get
to
one of
try
the. We got to get one here soon, guys.
Yeah, trust me. You're not going to want to miss it because that's some good eating. Because they got so many other famous recipes on there, too.
Appalachian Mountain
Mountain
Wrestling, guys. They're having a show down in
July 3rd.
July 3rd, Pikeville, Kentucky. Get down there.
I haven't wrestled for them yet.
Kyle
Hey,
Maggart
hit
is
'em up.
so
I actually-
such
yeah,
an
you
awesome
have.
guy.
I think you did. Were you at the last Allied Pro Wrestling show? I mean, Appalachian Mountain Wrestling show that we were at Hazard, Kentucky.
No, he wasn't there.
I was at Allied Pro.
We'd like to see it at Appalachian Mountain Wrestling then.
Ally Pro is awesome too. Henry Shaw is
Yes,
great.
Henry Shaw.
He made Cameron look awesome that match down
He
there.
did.
Elite.
He is your mom's favorite.
That's right.
He's
Henry
a-
Shaw.
And Party Man Cam found that out the hard way.
UCW, 1997. These guys been in business since 1997. The longest running wrestling organization in Kentucky, I think. Right,
Mr.
That's
Terry.
right.
Mr. Terry England, guys.
Yes, hell of a guy too. Love
He's
Yes.
They're having a show in Monticello, Kentucky this weekend, right?
I'm not sure that's this week, but I think that already happened.
It already happened.
Yes.
Johnny, you got to fill me full of this knowledge.
Yeah,
but
Johnny.
they're having fair shows too, guys.
Yeah, they have them during the week.
Check out UCW's Facebook page with all the information of where their fair shows are going to be. Guys, don't miss those fair shows because you usually pay to get in the fair and then you get to go watch the wrestling.
Yes.
These guys, you get to watch wrestling outside usually, and watching wrestling outside with a crowd that's around and in a fair environment is so freaking cool, man.
It is. We have so much fun because it just gives us that much more of an opportunity to interact
right.
with you guys, make you become part of the show because, I mean, you go to these fair shows and 90% of them are not wrestling fans. You know, you kind of want to do what you start throwing stuff on the wall and see what sticks, and then whatever starts to stick, go with it.
So I'm sure y'all change a lot of people's opinion about wrestling.
A good buddy of ours, and Andrew Do Browning. How's it going, buddy? What's up, dude?
What's up, Doo-Doo? Doo-Doo Browning.
Jonathan Barnes said June 17th, Monticello.
June 17th, okay.
Yeah, so it's this coming weekend.
It's this weekend, like I said, Johnny Lee. Come on.
I mean, come on, Andy.
What's wrong with you, Johnny
Come
Lee?
on, Johnny.
Johnny, you're
tell you,
fired.
Andy,
You're
I'm
fired.
always filled with knowledge.
You're fired, Johnny. You're fired.
You can't fire me. Who's going to be the one that does everything for you?
Oh, we'll hire you back later.
When we need you.
Advanced Pro Wrestling. These guys, Advanced Pro Wrestling is in Texas, guys.
Oh, wow.
They are big fans of us. We have a lot of fans
Ian
in Texas.
Shout out to you, my friend.
Apparently, Kentucky and wrestling and Texas and wrestling are joined at the hip, guys. We have to get together and have Kentucky versus Texas wrestling here, and then maybe next year we'll have it down in Texas.
I'd love to go down to Texas.
Ian Mosley, guys. Ian Mosley is the mouth, right?
That's right.
What's his name? Johnny?
The mouth, Ian Mosley.
The mouth, Ian Mosley. He is autistic.
Max said,
He is an autistic wrestler, right?
Yep.
And Ian Mosley is one of our best
He's one
fans.
of our best.
Guys, y'all help me
fans.
with these sponsors so we can get back to this.
One of our best sponsors, one of our top stars.
And he was my fan before he became the podcast fan.
Well,
Yeah.
Nice. He was drinking that night.
No, Sean, it's just that.
Guys, I'm sorry it's kind of hot in here, but it's hot in the studio, guys. We need to get some.
Yeah, so
guys, if y'all can donate.
But wait, have you noticed that it didn't get hot until Chris Blake got in here and started drinking?
Guys, I'm sorry that it's hot. Maybe we'll turn the fan on for a little bit.
But also, John Gilbert wants to know when is Berto going to wrestle me?
There you go.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
John Gilbert.
747. Ooh, he's an Eclipse. That's a big guy.
He's a big guy. He's right there on the wall.
All right. Is that what am I watching?
That's Mama Hippo, man.
Yep, that's Mama Hippo.
Hey, like John Gilbert, like Hippo said, he wants to go to Texas, man. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, you know Big John Gilbert's big in Texas, right?
Yeah.
Hey, we could be, because I speak Spanish, we could be Team Spanglish.
Hey, that works.
Hey, we'll send the Nice Guy Indie Podcast tag team belts with you guys, and y'all can tag somebody down there.
Hell yeah, and I'm bilingual.
That's
that
right.
Mercy Keller.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Guys, if y'all hear a roaring in the podcast background, we just turned the fans on. It's hot as hell in the studio. Guys, if y'all want to send to the Rinky Dink podcast Cash App, send us some money, and then maybe we can get the air conditioning fixed around there.
Ben Sharon says, Berto!
That's my best friend.
Who is
Hi,
it?
best friend.
Ben Sharon.
Ben Sharon.
Ben Sharon.
The commissioner of EWA.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know
The
he's
boss.
You know he's Ed Sheeran's brother, right?
Oh,
it's just that Ed Sheeran got the hair, and Ben got the wrestling talent.
He got the top, he got the bottom.
That's right.
Well,
It's like a mullet.
Berto, you want to know another great wrestler that's been all over, and another you got to pick his brain about wrestling? Zodiac.
Zodiac.
Jody.
Yes.
Our first Nice Guy Indie podcast.
I'm telling you now, meditate, elevate, and dominate. Do it with the Nice Guy Indie podcast.
I am so glad that I got a chance to meet him. I mean, we followed each other on Twitter for the longest time, and I met him at New South, and I tell you what, man. I mean, some of his messages that he puts on there, like, has gotten to me, And I mean that in a good way. I mean, he puts out a lot of positive messages out there when he's just on the road with Zodi, and he's another guys. Follow that guy. I mean, the Mystic One is an incredible one.
Zodiac's
That's
awesome.
right.
Yes,
He was the
yes.
first Nice Guy Indie Podcast champion. He's defended the belt 26 times. Zodiac is he's a pillar in this Kentucky and local wrestling or community.
And
Everybody
he's a
looks up to
generational
him.
talent.
Everybody.
Yes.
I have not heard one bad thing about
No.
the man ever.
And he came in
I
here
can't find
and blew
one
you
thing.
away.
He came in here and co-hosted with me when both guys were sick with COVID.
Oh wow.
And it made no sense, though.
Johnny had
because-
hemorrhoids or something. I don't know. But
The cream's not for that, Johnny. Come on.
the
man.
cream is not for the hemorrhoids, Johnny.
Come on, Berto. The cream could be for anything.
Yeah. So
I
mean, technically
Johnny
doesn't
with
say
his
phase.
hemorrhoids and Sean with his COVID. Zodiac came in here, sat down in the chair here. Chris Blade was here, and we had a great time. Remember that, Chris?
Yep.
Yeah,
he's a positive force in
He
any
is,
locker
man.
room. I tell you what.
He's
love you,
a-
Zodiac.
Yes, love you, brother. Thank you.
Like he was giving me
He's-
knowledge. He was like, go wherever you go to any shows you can go. Ask it if they need you to help out, pay your dues. And
Oh, yeah.
you get a lot of respect just by doing that alone.
Oh yeah.
Russell's in the house. Whoop, whoop.
That's right.
Russell.
Russell's a cute dog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like I said, pay your dues. I mean, when I had my first match on October 10th back in 2012 with Nick Dinsmore, Mr. Wrestler, I was wrestling with my hip being busted. It was broken.
So you've had hip surgery on both of your hips, right?
Well, I've had them both replaced. They're
Yeah.
both, my hips are titanium. My rotator cuffs are titanium, and my left ankle is titanium.
So Anthony Presley, Berto has a titanium hip just like you do. That doesn't stop him from wrestling.
No, both of
That's
them
true.
actually.
And he's about the same age as me and you. So
Yeah,
Yes.
Anthony.
Right.
Anthony,
Yes.
get your ass back in the ring, Anthony.
Anthony, Donnie
Come
Green
on.
wants that one last match in it. When he
Berto,
wants
One
to
last,
get
I'll give you that match, Anthony.
Berto wants a match against Anthony Presley.
Everybody wants a
I'm
match
buying
against
it.
That'd
Anthony.
be a great match.
I'll-
Berto versus Scott Storm.
Could y'all imagine?
Hey.
Could y'all imagine Anthony Presley coming back to the ring? That would be.
That would be mind blowing.
I want to see it so
Because
bad.
of us.
I watched him
No
on.
pressure. No pressure.
No
boss.
pressure,
No
Anthony.
pressure, boss.
But I've watched him
Yes, no.
I've watched him on YouTube, and you know he's so impressive. I would
Oh, yeah.
love to see him wrestle Donnie Green one time.
And he's still great on the mic, too.
Oh yeah, he's
Oh,
awesome.
man.
You can't deny it. Because
Yeah.
when he's on that mic, he lights up. He becomes Scott Storm again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, being in the ring with some of these names, I mean,
Anthony
you're
Presley
just
said both his hips
it's
are
just-
titanium also.
who is?
Anthony
Tony
Presley.
Presley.
What did he say?
He said both his hips are titanium as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, so that's what we're saying, Anthony. You got to get back in the ring. If
And
this
also-
guy right here can do it,
Yeah, and
He's
I'm
got-
allergic to pain medication, so I mean,
yeah,
Exactly. And
he's
ain't
got
that some shit?
You say your shoulder rotary cups?
My both of my rotator cuffs, both of my hips, and my left ankle is titanium.
Wow.
And last year, we kept on telling Anthony Presley when we were helping set up the ring, we're like, you can take him up, Anthony. Come on, Anthony. Do it one more time. Do it. Come on, Anthony.
Oh, I
And
tell
then-
you what,
Wouldn't do it
man.
when we
He
did it,
did
but
it.
he did it a couple weeks later.
Yep.
And then when they put me under for
Supposedly,
surgery,
nobody's seen
I
it.
have to get an epidural. I can't go fully under.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh yeah, and when they send me home, I mean, I'm on my own. Like I'm lucky I didn't become an alcoholic. I mean, for a minute there, no shit, I was doing I would buy an 18 pack and just let it sit next to me to let it get room temperature so I could just down one after another, just to numb the pain.
Oh yeah.
And
Really?
then I did that for.
Just take shots of bourbon, man.
I'm not a bourbon guy, you know.
Tequila.
He's just not a bourbon guy.
But then I just one day I was just like, screw that, man. I mean.
Yeah, you didn't want to get it.
Yeah, I got up to 300 pounds, and I was like, I don't want to live like this, and now I'm down to 230, and just I
Proud of
changed
you.
my diet, and like I said, I found a lot of,
How much?
just-
How much are you in the gym right now?
oh man, I'm at the gym. I want to say about 5-6 times a week. I do weights one day, and then I do cardio the other day.
Lifting heavy, or you just
No. Person my age now, I'm just less weight, more reps.
just more reps,
That's
less
right.
weight,
Less weight, more reps, and do it controlled.
cardio?
That's right.
Yes, do my cardio, breathe in through my nose, out the mouth, controlled right through, your core. Like
Well, you can
Ronnie
tell-
Roberts says, use your core.
Yeah, you can tell you're in shape. You're in
That's
good
right.
shape. Like you look like you're jacked. I mean, we can tell.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I try.
Yeah.
I try.
Yeah.
The Hippo's
Even
jacked
the
as well.
hippo's decked. I mean,
We talked to Marty Clay about that a lot. Marty Clay's in the gym all the time. He's working out all the time. You can tell that dude is jacked.
And-
no, I mean,
Big John Gilbert's in the and you can tell who's in the gym
Oh, yeah.
and who's lifting and who's doing what they need to do. You know?
you can tell that when you get in the ring with them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Mark Clay said right before he goes out to wrestle, he uses resistance bands, and that makes him look even more jacked because he just
Man,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gets
so
some reps.
impressed with him. We're so impressed with that guy.
I know, man. He had a video one time I was watching a TikTok where he was doing burpees and flips on a
Yeah.
mat.
Yep,
Son
I saw
of a
that.
bitch, man.
What would it be like to be 24 again?
I know,
right?
and he's like all nonchalant, just had a look on his face like, doing
I think
a
he's
burpee.
like 24 years old.
And I think
Yeah,
that's burpee
he's
number
young.
485. I don't know, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Or the times when he flawlessly runs and jumps up the top rope and backflips over the guy.
Yeah, I mean,
What a freaking talent, man.
yeah, I'm looking at it now and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna get this hippo and I'm gonna tickle you, and you can go ahead and do that flip.
Yeah,
You flip
do-
and I'll
do
tickle.
that.
he basically showing off at
I know
that
that. You want to
point.
give me a hurricane rana? Hey, how about we play red light, green light?
Yes. I mean, you did with right now Andrew Reed.
Oh, I
Andrew
mean,
Reed's like, what is
Seriously,
it?
I mean,
You're
the
like, they're
thing
like,
with wrestling, I mean, it's just how you deliver it.
Yeah,
you know, I've
that's right.
played red light, green light. I've done paper, rock, scissors.
Yeah.
You know, I've done, the test of strength, and
Yeah.
then we start dancing. I mean,
Yeah. The fans want to see that. The fans want to see people
love
like
to
Marty
be
Clay
entertained.
flipping and stuff like that, but they want to see people like you too. So if you have to when you book a show, you have to book all of that.
Oh, yeah, I mean-
potpourri.
every
it's
match
something
has
for
its
it's like a
place
circus.
that contributes to the main event. You know, I mean, I sat down one time with Mick Foley when he came to OVW, and that man is incredible. And that's what I think
Yeah, we had
started making me think, about where I fit in wrestling, because I mean he's right. He told me everybody wants to come in and be the headliner. Everybody wants to be the champion. But as time goes by, once you get comfortable and you start understanding, you'll start to see where you fit. Because I mean, you help make that champion by where you fit. You got the lead singer of a band, but you also need a guitarist, a rhythm, a bass, a drum. You need all that to make it happen. That's why everybody in a card makes a difference. Like in the beginning match, you set the tone, and then, little by little, you work your way to the main event because you get them ready, you get them that hungry.
That's right.
And he's like, find where you fit in, and I'm like, holy shit, put me right before intermission, or just enough to where it's late enough to put the babies to bed. I'll tire them out. That's where I'm
right.
at.
Yeah.
And that's a well balanced show too, because you got
You know.
everything for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, or more or less just offer yourself to the, to the booker and be like, wherever you want me to be, hey, I'll do the best I can and knock it out of the park. Rip Rogers always said, take the littlest thing and make it as big as possible, because even when you think you're not big, you can go even bigger.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, take advantage of that seminar.
Yeah.
I will be there. I'm sure
Exactly.
a lot of people will be there.
And you can see people like taking the little small things, like Larry D does that.
Oh, yeah.
You do that.
You just take your time.
Bobby Blade does that a lot. Like, they just and Jordan Cage does that a lot. He takes the small little things. And as far as the moves and stuff, he does that too. Like, you'll see like these wrestlers just using the smallest little moves, the smallest little words, just to make a big pop.
Oh, yeah. And then you also have, your other wrestlers, that like to do, a million flips. And I'm not knocking them. I'm not, wrestling is like ice cream. Like Al would tell us, wrestling's like ice creams. There's 31 flavors. You got your hardcore, you got, you got your, collegiate style, you got, your carny style, you got, so many different styles, Some people want to,
everything for everyone.
some people want to, get into a story, read a story, and some people want to just see, a million, high flying,
Is there anybody that you've wrestled that you've said, man, I just wrestled that guy? Like
Nick Dinsmore.
Yeah.
Dinsmore, that's right.
Nick
Mr. Wrestling.
Dinsmore.
Yeah.
I mean, a former WWE heavyweight champion,
Yeah.
Nick Dinsmore. And then my second match was with former Hall of Fame, or no, not former, I'm sorry, Hall of Famer Tony Atlas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
I went up to Chicago for a rib festival, and Nick Dinsmore took me under his wing, and I was in a tag match against Tony Atlas.
Wow.
And I was just mind blowing, and even then, I look back at it. I mean, it was nothing. It was like headlocks, and then he just had his one big punch, and it was like, oh my god, just the littlest thing.
Yeah.
You know, here I'm just like, Nick's like, just listen to him, he'll keep it short and sweet, And I'm like, hello, Mr. Atlas. Oh, how's it going, kid? And here I am like, holy shit, this is Tony Atlas,
Tony
just trying to
Atlas.
keep it together,
One of the best in the business.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
And in the beginning, it's hard because you're starstruck. I know a lot of people are like, mark this, mark that. Man, you know what? Screw you. We're all marks. That's how we started.
Yeah, yeah.
You're no better than me. I'm no better than you. If you want to
Damn
approach
straight.
him, approach him. You want to approach me, approach me. The worst they can say is no or leave me alone, right?
Exactly.
So where, like, as far as wrestler, you've just told us Tony Atlas, but like a place like that you probably never would have been if you wasn't in wrestling business.
Oh, man. I'd have to say for episode 1000 for OVW when they wrestled on 4th Street.
Down. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was
outside.
That was outside right there in front of, everybody by the escalators.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate to, at that time I was still working behind the scenes, but I was fortunate to, be in a battle royal, and I got a chance to face the big man Zoe, who is another great guy,
Yeah.
And it was just, that's the most front of people that I've ever been in front of,
Yeah.
But as far as arenas,
Yeah.
I mean, the Davis Arena, that's,
It's legendary, right?
I mean, Danny Davis right there. I mean, great guy too. He gave me chops, and
That's right.
I was able to be trained by him for a little bit as well.
Would you ever visit Lawrenceburg, Kentucky if it wasn't for Anthony Presley?
You know what? I did not. I'll be honest. I mean, Adrian's the one that told me, to come down to New South, because, like I said, for the longest time, I was in OVW. So as far as, outside of OVW, all of this is still kind of new to me as far as, traveling, and as far as, what I think I'm worth. And I picked the brains, like Madman Pondo. I mean, he has helped me a lot too, as far as advice. Zodi, Adrian, just for, being out of OVW, and I'm just one that wants to keep asking questions because you never know.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you ask. So, yeah, when he saw that I wanted to get out and about, he mentioned New South and went there and networked, the first time. And
That's
then
what it's all
Anthony brought me in and I got together my resume. It's like what I do is I get together a one-page brief summary of what Berto and Hippo is,
Yeah.
a 10-minute match, a 1-minute promo, and a profile pic.
Yeah.
Just keep it short and sweet.
And a lot of people don't even have that kind of thing, do they?
No, actually, what they sent, I couldn't tell you, but I mean, that's the format like Rip told us, know?
Yeah.
It's just something sweet, get a match that's going to portray, involving the crowd, selling and giving, all the aspects of a match, a profile pic, a 1-minute promo, just to touch base of, what you're putting over, who you are.
Yeah.
And then keep it short, sweet, like with mine about Berto and Hippo, what he's about and, what role does he play and my trainers, like I said, they're, Al Snow, Danny Davis, Rip Rogers, Nick Densmore, Frank Miller. I mean, man, Ronnie Roberts.
That's right.
Yes,
And
all those guys. I mean, I wouldn't be who I am today or
So
where
what
I am
is
today.
what does Hippo teach you?
Hippo teaches me to not listen to anybody and be me, because even at 47 or soon to be 47, people have told me, don't you think you're too old or you're in midlife crisis or
Somebody who says that to you?
yeah, who says that?
I'm not mentioning names,
No,
but
but like you don't hear that very often, though, do you?
I'm not very often, but once in a while, I hear that, just people, because, they're like, you're still doing this. And, I mean, it's not that I have something to prove. I mean, if I can still do this, why stop?
Yeah.
And I'm thankful that I have the opportunity, I mean, every time I go out.
And you got a day job too, so
Oh, yeah, I do.
This ain't just like you're just doing wrestling and you're playing with Hippo. You got a day job that you do, and you've probably done years and years and years.
Oh yeah, I mean, the two things that I wanted to do when I was a kid was to be a union pipe fitter. Believe it or not, I would see my father. He was a union boiler maker.
Yeah.
And he would be home between 3 and 3:30. Come home in his greens, carrying his lunchbox, And that, that little things, the little bond, he'd always, take an extra, taco, because we're Mexican. He'd always take an extra taco, and then he'd get home, sit down. I'd go down and, meet him, and he'd give me, that leftover taco and tell me about his day, and it's just, I thought that was the coolest thing. And I'm like, man, I just want to be a little bit.
Is your pop still around?
No, actually, both of my parents have passed. It's just me down here.
Yeah.
I lost my dad in 2015, so I
lost my
understand.
mom in 38
and I wanted to become a pipe fitter.
Your dad seems like an awesome guy.
He was. I mean, he taught me self-resilience, like as soon as I learned how to push a lawnmower, I remember I wanted to go see the White Sox play the Cleveland Indians with my best friend Mark Mild that lived right across the street. And back then, I think it was $20.
Yep.
And my dad just, you looked out the side window and was like, I think Mrs. Amy, if you do $5 for the front and the back, that's 10. Then you could do, the neighbors across the street. There's your $20.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's your manager then, right? He's like, yeah, get out there and
He's
get that
smart.
money.
No, I mean, like I said, he taught me self-reliance,
Yeah.
I mean, he was funny like that. Even like a little kid, if I wanted a candy bar, he'd be like, you know what? He'd make me work for it. He'd like run around the block because where I lived, it was like a block would be like a quarter mile.
Yeah.
And he's like, come up to the door, knock on it, and get my attention. Every time you run around the block, I'll give you a quarter. So if I wanted a candy bar, 50 cents, do a half a mile. So here, my fat ass, is trucking. I'm getting that candy bar. My dad's like,
He taught you how to work out.
You
doing
get that exercise.
I know. He's like, you're gonna work for that candy bar.
Get your cardio going. He taught you how to work out doing that. That was awesome.
Oh yeah. And then, like I said, I started getting into the weights in middle school. I was football and track, did shot put and discus, and just stayed with it, and just stayed with it. And I'll tell you what, man, I've overcame so much, and everybody does too. But just to be here and just talk about it, I just want to say thanks, guys.
No.
And I mean,
You're welcome. You're welcome.
That's right.
I mean, this is what I want. And regardless of how far I go or what it throws at me, I mean, I'm going to take it and run with it, and I'm, like I said, I mean, you'd hear people say, you're too old or you're having a midlife crisis. No, see, dreams are for everybody. I mean, people say, when I was a kid, this is what I dreamed. Yeah, but what about now? I mean, dreaming doesn't stop just because you're a kid or just because you're a teenager or in your 20s. I mean, I'm 47 years old and I am still blessed to still chase my dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if it's because you wanted to be a father, and stay at home dad and be all that, that's you. But don't hate on me, try to make me feel bad because I'm doing what I'm doing.
Exactly.
And you're out there like
You're
entertaining everybody and,
Right.
and being creative, and like you've created this character. You've created two characters with the Hippo. It's just amazing. Like, it's awesome.
Like, I just believe that in my heart, I mean, I believe I have something to offer in this wrestling business. And I want to take it as far as I can. And I know I'm very limited, but you know what? I will turn heads. I am that confident. And the opportunities that have been given to me so far, I'm very thankful and grateful. And hopefully, I've brought them, joy, and I've brought them business and, great feedback, because I'm still doing it, and I'm still doing it at the same places. So I'm obviously doing something right, and
That's right.
surrounded by great locker rooms, men and women, and I mean, I love it. I mean, I just hope I can go as long as I can with it.
And you're not the only one that gets that. Me being a fan of wrestling, I've had to put with people trying to ask, why you watch that fake stuff? And me saying, if you think there's that,
It's
inside ring
more
and take a
real
bump.
than anything else you see.
Bert, I'm gonna go back with what he said about people's like, blah blah, it's fake this, and you know what I looked at him and said, I'm like, all right, dummy. I said, you get in the ring and take them bumps, take it wrong, and say it's fake, dummy. I'm like, good luck.
Run the ropes for 2 minutes.
Right.
You'll change your mind.
Exactly.
That's
No,
right.
they're just jealous because they don't have a passion, and they're just
No.
trying to bring you down to make them, on the same level. No, find your own. Don't knock me on mine.
Exactly.
That's right.
Like, why does anything like why does it have to have like we got somebody commented the other day on ours for something that Johnny was doing. He said, "What's the point? Like, The point is, we're having fun. We're doing
right.
content. We're doing what we want to do. And
Exactly. It's giving you the opportunity.
That's right.
As long as you do what you have to do in life, pay your bills, take care of your kids, what's wrong with you getting in the ring and or getting on Facebook and doing some
entertaining
creative
your
stuff? There's
fans.
nothing wrong with it at all, guys.
Yeah.
What I do is to entertain the fans. I wouldn't be doing it if I wasn't trying to entertain them. And every now and then you'll get a hater that hates, but you'll get that one comment that shows positivity toward you.
Oh, yeah.
That makes it worth it.
Like Berto, like so me being in training, anything that I get out of this wrestling, I'm not in it for the money. Like, this has been a passion of mine since I was, little. Like, this is one of my dreams. Like, if it's anything, I'm doing it because I don't have to. It's something that I want to do.
It's
and
great.
I'm not in it for the money. So
Yeah.
I'm in it for the money.
I mean, Chris, we're in a percentage, a very slight percentage, and very fortunate to be doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's right.
To actually, say that we're professional wrestlers, or not just that we're pursuing our dream. That's the thing. We're not talking about it. We're actually being about it.
Professional wrestling has done for me, myself. I'm not a professional wrestler. I'm not a booker. I started this podcast because I liked watching WWE and that stuff. And I got to learn by Sean Johns that there's independent pro wrestling going on. And then, I was like, well, and I went to a show with Sean. I've been to a few shows with John. First New South Wrestling. And I was like, this is amazing. Like, these guys are out here putting on a play in live audience, and it's athletic, and it's telling stories.
Yeah.
And man, like, and I just walked up to Anthony Presley, told him what I was doing.
First time you met me too.
First time I met Johnny.
Look at
First time
that.
I met Anthony Presley. Anthony Presley was so nice to me. He gave me the time to talk to him. Showed him what I was doing, and he finally came on the podcast. And then, like, I've got to meet. We've got over 100 interviews of professional wrestlers, and I've got to meet the coolest people.
Oh, yeah.
And without the professional wrestling independent scene, I wouldn't get to meet you, Marty Clay, John Gilbert, Anthony Presley, Scott Diamond, Adrian Alexander. If I'm not saying all you guys' names, there's so many that I can't tell everybody.
Endless.
It's endless. And every one of these guys, like, everybody's so cool. I haven't met maybe one wrestler that I didn't really like, but I haven't met that many that I like. This guy's a great guy. Like, I can just sit there and say that about you, about Anthony Presley, about Adrian Alexander, guys. All these guys are awesome guys.
That's right. And also, he said that he'd come on for about maybe 15 minutes.
Top.
And
Yeah.
he ended up staying here the whole 2 hours.
Yeah.
He's like,
He didn't
Really?
He didn't know who we were. He said, "Yeah, I'll come over. Man, I'll probably stay. I got my kids. I'll probably stay a half an hour or so." And then we got him sitting down, started talking, and he was like, 2 hours went by just like that.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It really
So
does.
we're in an hour and a half right now. So
Wow.
That's
You know
right.
what I noticed? All the kids, whether it's EWA, whether it's New South, any show, like, the kids, like, absolutely, like, love you. Like, you're, like, their favorite person. When you're music kids and you come out doing the hippo,
Yes.
the kids love it.
And everybody,
Yes.
look on the table there. Berto gifted us with a small hippo of our own. That's going to be the podcast hippo. We're going to put it around here somewhere.
Yes.
And he sells these hippos and shirts at the shows, guys. Please buy.
Come see me.
Please buy some of his stuff. He'll be at any merchandise table at any show that you're at. He's got hippos available. He's got T-shirts available.
Pictures.
Pictures.
Towels.
He'll take a picture with you. He'll love to take pictures with people.
He loves to take pictures.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll even take your picture.
That's right. He'll even take your picture.
No, it's crazy. Like what you were talking about, how you got introduced with wrestling. Like, my mind-blowing experience is, believe it or not, I was on the semifinals for Tough Enough, the very first Tough Enough.
Oh, nice.
With Maven and
Wow, okay.
Josh Matthews. And I was flown out to New York, where they had the WWE restaurant.
Yep.
And that's where it was like, what the hell am I getting myself into? Because, I mean, before then, like I said, I I was just, a guy that weightlifted. I did event security, bar back, bartender, bouncer.
So
and
you
I
got
did,
your start at Tough Enough.
No.
Okay.
No, I got my start at OVW,
Yeah,
but that's
yeah,
just what opened the door.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
That's right.
And I was a power lifter, just doing fair shows. But
Yeah.
so I go out there, because I did, the whole sending a minute promo, and I copied The Rock, and they were like, "Oh, why don't you come down?" And I'm like, "Awesome!" And then the panel judges, and I told Al, that's the first time I met him. It was Al Snow, Miss Jacqueline, Mick Foley, and Jim Ross with an MTV and a WWE manager. So I'm like, "Oh man, this is awesome!" So I get in the ring. Never been in a ring, right? So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Tell us your name and where you're from." Berto DeLuna, I'm from Hammond, Indiana. All right, we want you to take this jump rope for 30 seconds. And I'm like, this is easy.
Yeah.
Hell no. Try to do that in a fucking ring.
What is that?
Oh, and then, right away they always say to loosen up, don't, and what did I do? I tightened up. So even just doing that, I'm starting to breathe heavy. And then there's like, oh God. And then I stopped. They stopped me because it wasn't happening. And then they're like, all right, hit the ropes 5 times and jump over the tackle and dummy. And then after that, cut a 30-second promo. So, I'm attacking the ropes and jumping this dummy because I'm thinking this is a piece of cake. Oh, hell no. So I get done, hit the ropes 5 times, I sounded like Fatty McGee off of Adam Sandler. I'm like, and then all of a sudden Al's like, thank you, next. I'm like, damn it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, but I mean, just the people I saw, I mean, in gimmick and everything, I was like, this is something that I had no idea.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when I made my way to OVW, and like I said, my first day of training, I threw up. I dry heaved, and it was like so intense. I lost it. And ever since then, it was like you look at wrestling a different way.
Yeah.
You don't look at it as a fan anymore because it was like you stepped over that barrier. But that was my first time, 2001, where I got a little taste of it, and it was like,
man, that's 22 years ago.
Yeah.
I got pictures of the Twin Towers. We were on the top, and then that same year in September,
Yeah.
Yep.
They fell, yeah.
yeah. But that's when I was like, this is something different. I watched it, and I was like, just in my mind, I want to be a wrestler. I want to be a wrestler. But after that, and then after that, I was like, I want to be a wrestler. And then I started coming down, to OVW on Wednesdays, just to help clean up, and then sometimes they had shows, at the Colgate gym across the river or somewhere in Kentucky, and I'd come down and just help. I was just, showing my face. I met, the East End villain, Josh Ashcraft. He was the first guy I met down here. Love him to death. That is my hermano, my way. And then, like I said, I finally made the move in 2010 because I had to undergo one of the surgeries that I had of my rotator cuff. So I had a couple of barricades, but I overcame them and then finally made the move in 2012. And since then, have had my shoulder replaced and my other hip, both of my hips replaced down here. But yeah, it just opened my mind to another whole different aspect of wrestling, and then since then, like you said, the countless names. I've met, Chris Sharp, Eddie Diamond, Timmy Danger, Mi Jefe. Randy Torres, Dylan Bostic.
That's what you do, though. You
Berto, did you ever meet the referee he's referee for OVW, Jake Cloyd, that wrestles?
Jake, yes, that man has a set of abs. Let me tell you.
Has some guns.
He does. He's jacked.
He is. I tried to tickle him, and it was like, holy cow. He just flexed, and it was like my finger got caught in one of his like abdominal muscles, and it was like almost broken.
We had him in here actually a couple
Great
months
kid,
ago.
though, man. Seriously, Jake, you're awesome, brother.
He's always so
If
nice
you're
to us when
listening,
we see him.
yes, him and Dave Harmon. He's a good kid as well. Or guy, I'm sorry. Here I am.
Tickle.
That's right.
Andrew.
Actually, we had Jake Cloyd in here after I reached out to him. He was saying, is there any podcast that would like to have me on there? So I got into comments. I said, Nice Game Podcast would like to have you on, and me and him hit it off right away.
He's a very cool
said,
guy.
yeah.
He's into the is the magic cards and stuff.
Yeah,
Yep.
Gathering.
Magic Gathering stuff. He's into all that stuff. He's big
He
into
works
that.
at UPS.
We need to have Jake. Get Jake back on with.
See, I'm just 8-bit Tecmo Bowl and Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, Tecmo Bowl was
Mario
fun,
Brothers
right?
rules.
Yes.
Berto, so when you
Did you see the Mario Brother movie?
Not yet, but I heard it does great
It
homage
has
to the
no-
old
Oh,
school.
man.
I gotta watch.
It's so
It
good.
has no right being as good as it is.
Oh, really?
It's very.
I've heard it paid, and,
That's
it
really
gave kudos
good.
to the
Every
game.
single Mario Brothers game, even the Mario Karts.
It's gonna make you look at Bowser so much different.
Oh my
Oh, wow.
gosh, yes.
Yeah, because when the movie came out, the earlier one, I was like, oh, man, this ain't nothing like that.
Makes you look at like
Yeah.
Yeah, because
And like, leave it alone. Why make a remake?
Yeah, cause when they made that movie, I was like, "What is this?"
Right. I was
Who
like,
is
first
these
of all,
people?
Bowser's not a human.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even Bowser; it was King Koopa.
Yeah.
So Berto, so when you was training for OVW, did you do the drill? Because I don't know if they still do it now, where you have to run the ropes for like 1 or 2 minutes straight and you don't stop. Did you have to do that? Or
Oh, yeah.
You did?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We did. I mean, the way they trained us was more or less to get you ready for a tryout. We do the rolls, the drills, the up and overs. I mean, they more or less put you through the drills in order for you to, go down there and get you ready for that spot, Rip always tells you, about calling it in the ring, and just feeling the crowd, the psychology of it. I mean, now more and more it's starting to make more sense. I mean, I'm still, if I talk to him now, he'll still call me a shit, but, at least he knows that I'm trying. And I love that he acknowledges that, because he'll tell you, if he doesn't talk to you, then you're doing something wrong. But, I mean, even if it's bad,
yeah.
I mean, he's acknowledging you. And that's Rip, man. I mean,
Yeah.
he is different. He is somebody else. But I tell you what, I love the guy to death.
He's a lot of things. Fake is not one.
Oh no, he'll tell you how it is. He will tell you how it is.
I wonder if he'd come on the
Face.
podcast. You think?
I'll hit him up. I got him on Twitter.
If he does, I mean, he will let loose, man. There's
Oh,
nothing
love
holding
that.
him back.
Hey,
want-
we encourage you
Yes.
because
the looser, the better.
Because let me tell you, I don't want a guest to hold back because that's not being true to themselves.
Exactly, but no,
I
yeah,
want to
they
be
teach
them.
you what they do down at the training center as far as
like every time I go to news house, whether it's you, whether it's Marty Clay, whether it's Adrian, any of the people that's been doing it a while, I get advice for like psychology
That's smart.
And pick their brains.
and
Definitely
stuff,
pick their
so I
brains.
can learn. And that's another thing. Like my dad's always told me, he goes, not just in wrestling, but in life, anywhere you go, if you have a question, always ask.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the only way you learn.
Don't be afraid because if
Yeah.
you're afraid, you miss the opportunity to actually ask someone and learn from them.
And if I don't know, I'll try to find somebody that does if I can help you.
Yeah.
Like
You know.
when we were at UCW and Godfather was there, Andy wanted to go talk to him, but he figured that Godfather was this big spectacle. But
Well,
then-
everybody else was already talking to
Yeah.
him, and I wanted to. I mean, I don't know why I didn't. I wanted to go up and talk to him and just tell him hey but
Right.
he was signing autographs and talking to people, and they were paying him, and I didn't have the
and
money
he-
to pay him
he,
at
he
that
didn't want
point,
to bother him.
and I just didn't talk to him. But I mean, I should have talked to him, but he probably would have been.
Yeah, the worst
nice
they can
to
say
us.
is no.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the
Or
word.
you can be
Yeah.
like, hey, not right now. I'm kind of tired.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
DJ Otis, he's polite to me. This last Sunday that we went to the
Oh,
show.
he's always nice. to
Uh,
everybody.
I said, "Can we get a shout, brother?" And he said, "I'm trying to shy away from doing public things out there, but he has no problem coming on the podcast. He just doesn't want to take pictures and shout-outs because he's trying to shy away from the public eye." I said, "That's fine, brother. We'll see you on the podcast."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like with Hippo, I mean, I take him out there to the the public eye. Like Mercy Keller, the ring announcer, another good talent, good friend of mine.
She really is.
We've gone to the Indianapolis Children's Museum because they had a Scooby-Doo exhibit, so obviously we had to go.
Yeah.
Thanks,
And
Greg.
I go in character. I took Hippo. I mean, we got our matching outfits. We went to the Cincinnati Zoo to see Fiona and BB, and again, matching outfits and character. And yeah, we get a couple looks, but when people, ask me, because some people have asked me, and when I tell them, the look on their face, like, oh,
Yeah.
because I'll be honest, when I first came across Berto and Hippo, I did, question the fact, am I writing a fine line,
Yeah.
But man, I mean, the more
Are
I
you
made
mocking?
it, exactly, am I mocking because
somebody?
that is not my intent whatsoever. But the more I thought of it, it's just me, but turned up. It's just the little kid in each and every one of us.
Yeah.
Every one of us has that kid, but only some of us let him out or let her out because we're a lot of us are worried about what other people think, and, and we shouldn't, man.
Yeah, the first time that me and Johnny got to actually talk to you was down at Elite Wrestling Alliance, and then after I talked to you, and like I got it. I was like, this guy is really like, it's like he's really Hippo. I mean, he's really Berto. It's like he's just turned up a little bit. Like he's turned it up a little bit out there on the thing. But I think after I talked to you, I seen Berto in you, and I was like, this guy's not. He's out there amping up his personality, but he's that guy.
I mean, the more I believe in it, the more you'll believe in it, and that's Rip has taught us as well, from the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, because if they don't, then what are you doing?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Berto Omega's chimed in with
Omega
Berto is my homie. What up, Omega?
Omega.
We love Omega.
Pitbull Fitness guy. Check out Pitbull Fitness up in Louisville. If y'all guys want to get jacked, Pitbull Fitness.
Yeah, he's another man that if you want to pick his brain on wrestling
Randy
knowledge.
Said, Berto, you are such an inspiration.
Well, I tried. Thank you.
Omega is awesome, man, and his name is really Omega.
I mean, he is one that I tell you what.
Right,
I see nothing but great things in the future for him, man.
Such a nice guy, and he's worked with special
Very
needs people
approachable.
too.
Very approachable.
He's worked with special needs guys, and that's one thing we liked about him, because when he came in here, he was like, I've worked with special needs people, and he sat down in the seat where you are and just blew us away with who he actually is.
He was one of the first ones, that I met outside of, OVW when I met him in the New South locker room.
Such a powerful. It's amazing where I meet such powerful people like Omega, like yourself, that are jacked. You're a weightlifter.
They blow us away.
Yeah, but like the power of physically that you have, and then the sweetness of the emotions and the personality that you have, like Omega, like you, like Big John Gilbert, just sweet people, like just a nice person. You can tell deep down inside you're just great people.
I mean, we just want to be us.
Yeah. So that's the balance of life, man. The yin and the yang is like such power, but such.
It comes with responsibility, man. Like Spider, what his uncle said in the movie.
Yeah, like
That's
you can tear somebody's head off, but you don't.
So, it's all about, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
That's right.
We love your rice too.
So if someone, let's say,
Andy loves rice.
A fan would come up to you and was like, "Well, I don't like what you're doing because I feel like you're making fun of people with disabilities." What would be your response to them?
I'd ask him if he's actually sat down and watched me.
Yeah.
And if he has, then I would say I'm sorry, because that's his opinion. Everybody is entitled to theirs.
You with the disability, what do you think?
I mean, what? And I don't.
What was your first thought?
No, what
was your first thought, buddy?
All the viewers and stuff, I don't want them to take this offensive, because by all means, I'm not trying to make it that way, but if they were to come to me and say that to me, I'd be like, what gives you the right to judge somebody else because of the way they are, when you know that you make mistakes yourself as a person, like, what gives you the right to judge me because I'm different than you, like.
What do you think about his...
But do you think I'm right in that line, or...
You think he's mocking people with disability?
I'm just saying, like, people that...
I think you're representing people like that.
I do too.
And, you having anxiety and depression and stuff like that doesn't mean you're special needs, but you portray that character and more likely tell somebody like Chris that, hey, anybody can do this. Like he's
That's
out.
why I
Look
say
at him.
he's
He's out there doing it.
inspiration,
Inspiring. Yeah,
exactly.
inspiring.
Because that's one of our friends right there. He's special needs.
Yeah.
If he tells you that you're not riding that line, believe him.
And that's
Because
what
you're
I'm
not
saying,
with
I
him.
appreciate it, brother.
Like it shows like people like that just because you're special needs and you have a disability, that don't mean you can't do what you want to do.
We got
in
one
life.
of
Exactly.
Chris
I mean-
Blade's. One of his.
Softball is for Special Olympics. See?
Yes.
Yes.
One of his
Congratulations.
Special Olympics. And we got Andrew Browning's up there too. So
And Slicky J is also as well.
yeah, Slicky
right.
J, Andrew Browning, they're all Special Olympics guys. They're
And-
really good friends, and they're part of the podcast. And these guys, when I didn't have anybody doing the podcast with me and Sean, and then these guys came around, and I was like, embraced them, and they become some of my favorite people. And some of my favorite people is
And then look
Chris,
at you guys now.
Chris Blade
Actually,
and Andrew
right.
Browning.
I think the first show that he ever met me at, I think it was it was one of the Gen Next shows. I think it was at the Paris Fair. No, the Paris Fairground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Come be a part of the podcast, or would you like to be a part of the podcast?" And
Yeah, we
never
asked you
seen
which
him.
one.
Everybody knows Chris. I was
And-
like, Chris, you're already a star. Everybody knows you.
When I
Chris
first saw
Blade.
you, I didn't think anything bad about your gimmick. I was like, this man is awesome because he's representing something that doesn't really get represented as often.
And it hasn't been in a long time. And if I were to say, if I were to be representing anybody, I would say I'm for the little person.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I am for the little person. I am that guy, like you said. I mean, I'm a big guy, but you know what? I can still display feelings. I can still, display kindness.
Yeah.
Don't take advantage of it. Because if you do, then you're going to get your ass kicked.
That's right.
And it sends a message that hey,
Yeah.
special needs people can be strong and talented too.
Exactly. Seriously, there is no.
Omega with a comment, or a couple comments, but
Speaking to the mic.
okay, sorry. I was comfortable. True story. Stan Lee was terrified. He put that in all caps. When Marvel first created Daredevil because he thought the blind or disabled communities would think he was mocking them. Good Lord, will you stop? Would think he was mocking them. And they actually wrote him showing absolute support of him and the character. Omega also said, when things are done with respect and tact, people understand the genuine nature of it. So
Amen.
That's right.
where
That's
we're
from
going at with
Omega
the
that's-
Omega D.
And
Yeah.
Omega's worked with special needs people, so
Yeah,
you
so
know.
he understands
So he does
definitely
understand.
where
Yeah.
you're coming from.
Great guy. Great guy.
Oh, he
And I
really
feel
is.
confident with it too. I mean, I want to be that guy. You need someone to. I'll hold your hand. You want to go over there? I'll take you over there. Let's do this.
That's right.
No,
Like Sean and John,
they have is yours.
I
Was
feel
it?
like
Okay, 'cause I was drinking it.
That because Big O knows how I am and how he's working.
Why are you
people.
making fun of my nose?
That's a big O.
Oh.
Yeah.
I heard him say no too.
That's what he said.
No, but what I'm saying.
I'm sorry,
is,
Chris.
I feel like where he knows where I am that way and where he's worked with people like that. I think that's why he's so calm and so good with me. You know.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We're very proud of you, Chris.
Yes,
We
we
really
really
are.
are, dude.
We pushed him to take that leap of faith because
Yeah.
last year he didn't know if he should or not. We
said,
brought him
dude,
on here and
do
we're
it.
like,
the worst that
"Oh,
Go
happens
do
is-
it, dude. Do what you want to do.
The
Like
worst
it's
that
Exactly.
happens is you're
You
gonna look
tried. If anything, you can look back and say, "I tried," and not what.
when
If
you're
that is the
70
biggest
years
thing I'm
old
looking
and
at.
you're retiring or whatever.
every time
maybe
he
not
gets
the right, but you're just like, damn, I should have tried out for wrestling when I was younger.
Right.
But
every time he gets a chance, he gets in the ring to
Yeah.
Knock
to
it out.
learn. Yeah,
he does well.
Hey, I'll get in the ring with you.
there we
Yeah.
I
go.
will get in the ring with Chris Blade if
That's what I'm
Anthony
talking
puts it on there, or Adrian puts it on there for an EWA show.
That's right.
There you
Yeah.
go.
That'd
There
be
you
great
go,
too
Adrian. If you're watching,
because you'll take care of him.
Oh yeah. I mean,
And-
everybody deserves a shot.
And this man
know?
pays his dues too.
And Adrian's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
I've
As,
seen
as
it.
far as his show down there, man, he puts on a great show and he gives people shots. Like he gave Cameron a good shot down there.
And when I first
put
met
him with
him-
Henry Shaw, like that was a great match.
yeah, it really was.
I mean, the first time I met him, I thought he had years in the business, just the way he held himself and talked. But I was like, holy cow. And then he's younger than me. I was like, damn.
Who's that?
Adrian.
Oh, Adrian, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, the man
he's
is
amazing
so,
with his voice. He's
Oh,
so
yeah.
amazing.
I mean, so knowledgeable for as long as he's been in, and now taking the role of being a promoter.
A lot of people don't do that in the short time that he's been in.
And he's not booking himself on his own shows. Like just wants to be behind the scenes.
And the guys that he have, are guys that he's worked with and are friends. And you know what? We're all there to, make EWA a good promotion in Frankfurt.
It really
and
is.
I tell you what, we all have fun. I mean, every locker room since I've been in, I mean, knock on wood, thank God, have been great.
We are
great
so
locker
proud
rooms.
that he is our Nice Guy Indie podcast champion.
And we will continue to promote his show no matter what.
Exactly.
And Berto, the thing about starting out as a fan, and now that I'm from a fan's point of view, and now a trainee, like me training wrestling opened my eyes like this much. Difference as being a fan and being a trainee, because I see
Trains?
so much. Like,
Is he saying trains?
Not
It's
the
the
train you're thinking.
Me and
Not
Johnny
that
be
kind
running
of train.
trains.
like me being a trainee now and seeing.
Oh, he's at trains again.
Oh, he's going to train it.
Oh, yeah, you don't watch wrestling the same way
No,
anymore.
like and in the backstage, me being security and back behind the scenes stuff like that opened my eyes like this much.
Yeah.
Yeah, even when I was had my hip replacement, I still went to class and sat because I mean, even just to listen. I mean, I'm sitting there watching them do the drills, and I can just, replay it in my head like, okay, this is how I would do it, but they're doing it this way, So, I mean, even hurt, even sitting there and listen. I mean, take advantage of every opportunity that you can. The more you learn, the more valuable you become to the promoter. I mean, whether it's heel, face, commentating, referee, maintenance, loading, unloading, driving the truck. I mean, every feather helps you. Every feather helps you.
Always offer to help, not ask, how can you benefit me? Always ask, how can I benefit you?
Henry Shaw, have you got to wrestle him?
No, I haven't.
Man,
I have not.
That would be a great match.
That would be great.
Fans would be definitely.
Man, I've
Mama's
watched him.
favorite? I don't know, man.
I've watched him wrestle like several times.
I
but
mean, when with Spider-Man Cam and Spider-Man Cam did that and he does that and he's like, whoa, what did you just make me
that
do?
That match showed me how good of a wrestler he is because he made Cam look.
He really did.
Cam don't have a lot of wrestling experience, and he doesn't have a lot of even training. But he wants it. He wants it, and he's a dancer. So
That's another man.
He's very obvious that he has talent.
Yeah.
But Henry Shaw and Henry made him look like $1 million in there. So that was like Henry Shaw looked good.
Yeah, and think about this. Spider-Man Cam wants to learn. He wants
He
to
does
be
want to
great.
learn. We love that guy too.
Oh yeah, I loved him at EWA. That's where I first met him. You know, and then I saw him with he goes full out too.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
got to whenever you got a larger than life personality like his.
Johnny, don't forget. Also, I went with y'all to APW, and Marty Clay was like getting the ring with me, and Marty Clay actually gave me some tips and got me in the ring and was helping me and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
He really did because you gotta remember when you're inside business, you gotta be willing to learn, put in the work, put in the reps. Every bit counts to getting respect. Because if you're someone that comes in and thinks you're gonna get paid, I got news for you, buddy. You're getting paid in passion, not in money.
Right.
The one thing that Marty told me when I was in the ring, he could really tell that I was scared, that I thought he was gonna hurt me. He was like, "Dude," he goes, "I'm not gonna hurt you." He's like, "You gotta trust me."
Yeah.
yeah, it's a dance. So it's nerve-wracking at first because you guys gotta put in just as much as the other person because
Yeah.
it's a dance of trust.
Yep. And it's
I'm
correspondence.
trusting you and vice versa. You know,
right.
and
you're
at
making
the
your
same
body
time,
you're making your body do stuff it usually doesn't do, and you got to learn to
And you gotta learn
to do
put,
it second nature.
yeah,
And you gotta learn to put trust in the other person because
exactly.
your life is inside his hands. If he
Yeah, you always
doesn't,
got to protect yourself.
yeah, if he doesn't have the same flow as you, anything bad could happen.
Wrestling's all about safety. That's the number one thing.
Yes.
And making it look great.
Safety first. Safety
That's
first.
right.
You know, you always want to, work around, somebody's, weaknesses, and try to elevate their strongholds.
Yep.
And go off of that, like if I've been taught, like if they're like, hey, do a back body drop here. And I'm like, never say no. I can do this and make it look, that much better than a back body drop. What do you think? Always suggest. Never say, don't say no. Because you also, you want to hear the person out. That's how I am.
Yeah.
You know, you get together with the person. Okay, let's see what we can do. You know, feel the person out. You know, see what kind of chemistry. Because then that's when I could be like, all right, am I going to do this or do that? But then when you go out there, I just rely on them. You know, and Rip has taught me that. I'm telling you, go to the Rip seminar.
Go to the Rip seminar. Berto's going to be there,
You won't
guys.
be disappointed.
All the other wrestlers are
July
going.
2nd, guys.
All the other wrestlers are going to be there. Everybody can network. Everybody can meet each other. If you think you can't learn anything, but there's going to be tons of wrestlers there that you can even network with, talk to, and talk to and listen to Rip, and it's going to be awesome.
I mean, I've been in seminars too where it's been overpacked, and you may get in the ring one time, and do maybe one drill, if that, or been at a seminar where all they have done is talk, but you've taken notes. It's never a waste of time. You're always either networking, you're doing something. You're always doing something. Take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Networking's what it's all about too. 'Cause that's how we meet wrestlers.
Now, especially with technology. Before then, it was just word of mouth. Now, it's just a click of a button.
That's why we love the podcast, because it's like I said before, it's like wrestlers have seen other wrestlers and learned who they were on the podcast, and a lot of people just talk to each other and get to know each other now, just because because we've had guys on like you and and Omega and stuff like that. It's just people, we try to bring people together.
That's right. And I just saw Jonathan Barnes quote. This is about, man, well, I did see it, but the Andy rolled up. This is what he said. Jonathan Barnes said, Executioner versus Randy Torres in a loser leaves town match. Referee was A.G. Lucio. That match was great. See that? Jonathan Barnes, the professor himself, chiming on in.
Yes, I've known Jonathan Barnes from OVW. Great guy.
He really is.
He really is a great guest too.
Jonathan Gilbert says, Chris, sit down. I'm trying to watch my friend.
Yeah, Chris, sit your bum ass down. That's what he said.
I don't know what Big John has against me. But
Yeah, me and Randy Torres, we were
getting in his way.
He wants to body slam you, I think.
Randy Torres.
Trying to watch Berto,
Yes.
so you were at
we were.
him and Andrew's got beef too. So.
Who's called Randy?
Who's called?
Who do you think?
But Berto, what you were saying about how Rip just gave you that knowledge, and you asked him, should I do this, and he's like, try it your way. I mean, Adrian's the same way with me. Like, I'll ask him for advice, like, how do you think I should do it? Should I do it your way, or should I? He's you can try it both ways and see which one's better for you. So.
Yeah, because everybody does it, their own special way. Because look how many super kicks are thrown. Everybody adds to their niche. Like for example, I do a tickle spot from a sit down abdominal stretch.
Yeah.
I just gave it my niche.
Yeah.
Also, you got, instead of chopping out, I steal somebody's nose.
Yeah,
your nose.
Got your nose.
Every little thing counts.
I think I'm in the
it's
crowd one night,
different.
like,
It's-
toss it here, I'll keep track of it.
And it's different.
Guys, we have been on here almost 2 hours now. At this point in the podcast, I like to let everybody say their buys and their put over what they want and what they want to say their thank yous at the end. I'm gonna let Johnny Lee go first, I guess.
That's right. Because Book of Man says, I appreciate all the people that's been commenting tonight. Big John Gilbert, love you. Omega D, you're awesome, brother. Jonathan Barnes, stay nice. And also Bobby Blade, we want to see you versus Berto one day. That match going to have to happen.
No, we want to see Anthony Presley.
yeah.
Anthony
That's
Presley,
definitely another one,
Chris.
too.
Hip
Triple
versus
butt.
hip.
Yeah, there you go.
Also, go check out my YouTube, Superfly Johnny versus Bandito, and my TikTok, Superfly Johnny versus Bandito as well. You're not gonna want to miss it because I'm putting out entertaining content. Who knows? I might close on a brick wall again.
Oh, good.
Superfly Johnny Lee on Facebook too, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's a Superfly Johnny Lee Wrestling Encyclopedia, Sean Johns and Chris Blade and Fandito group on Facebook. Go join that.
That's right.
Who said Bandito could be a part of the fan
Hey,
group?
Bandito's the dope, baby.
Hey, Chris, you want to say
Wrong.
something?
You're
real
fired
quick?
from the podcast.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody. Big John, Big O, Omega for tuning in. Bobby Blade, the Hall of Famer. Thanks for tuning in. Berto, thanks for coming in. For sharing us your
guest.
stories, your knowledge, and especially Johnny, because and I'm gonna say this every time I'm on the podcast, Johnny. Without you, this podcast would not be what it is. Like
Kiss ass.
Like you bust your ass like week
Ass
in and
kisser.
week out promoting this show, and we can't thank you enough. So
Asperger's.
Go ahead,
You ain't saying
Sean.
nothing nice about me? Okay, Chris, I see how it is.
Right.
dude.
Go ahead, Sean Johns, the Wrestling Encyclopedia.
All right. As always, it is my pleasure. It is your pleasure to experience me. I'm just kidding. Berto, my pleasure, brother.
Oh, my
Always a
God.
Got it? Shut up. Anyways, Russell, you were great, buddy. Good job protecting Daddy.
Awesome. Russell's awesome.
I know,
Russell's
right?
awesome.
Russell's cute.
He's a beautiful dog.
Russell's adorable. Adorable. I can't talk.
He's the same color as Hippo.
Exactly.
Yep, that's true.
They could be cousins.
Hippo, I'm glad you behaved tonight.
You're a great
Getting a little
hippo.
rowdy
He is,
before they
right?
got in here.
He didn't say much tonight, did he?
Nah, he's tired.
He's
Yeah, he's a
tired.
tired boy.
Chris Blade, man, thanks for showing up. Even though you didn't say nothing nice about me, but I forgive you, buddy. No, me and Chris are good friends, guys. It's
They
just
came
how
here
we
with
are.
vendetta, Sean. That's why he didn't say nothing nice about
Well,
him.
that's fine.
Sean Johns and Chris spoon a lot.
No, we don't. Negative.
There may be pictures floating around there.
Maybe.
Just saying.
Johnny
Maybe.
better not be doing no full Photoshop.
I was like, why are you laying with a llama? What?
I mean, there is
How
a
did you
donkey
know?
show out
No.
there too.
Like, did you do that? No.
Johnny, man, you were great. Andy, always great. Everybody that commented, tried to call in. Omega, you also said something right. If you can't learn from Rip, you can't learn wrestling, period.
Boom.
That's true.
Sean Johns uses
Drop the mic.
our messenger for the flirting.
I do not flirt with
He's flirting with his
nobody.
wife on there, his girlfriend on there.
Which is it, my
Berto-
wife or my girlfriend? Never
are you-
mind.
are you done or what?
I just have a girlfriend. I
Are you-
was using this to flirt. And then
You was. It's okay.
It's okay. It happens.
You're just jealous.
No,
Anyway,
I'm not jealous, but I'm very proud that you have somebody that you're very
can do
into.
it that way.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I've been miserable here lately, but that's another story.
You're awesome, Sean Johns. Thank
Thanks,
You're
guys.
awesome,
Thanks,
brother.
guys. Always, everybody, stay nice.
you, Berto. It's your microphone now. Put over everything that you want to put over, and your social medias, and put over Hippo and the dog.
Oh yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I had a great time. I mean, it flew by quick.
It
I
did.
didn't know it went 2 hours
Yeah,
that quick.
it feels like it only went 30 minutes, don't it?
Yeah.
You know, Russell will probably get you a puppuccino on the way home for being awesome. I said Hippo will get you a slice of watermelon because hippos are vegetarians.
Yes, right.
That's right.
You know, and thanks to Big John Gilbert and Omega for their kind words, and everybody that's called or commented. I'll check them out later because I can't see them, but
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you. And also, let's see, my plugs. Yeah. My Instagram is Roberto DeLuna 76. Twitter is Mexicutioner Rob. And then Roberto DeLuna Jr. Facebook. You know, and then as far as, you know, man, just, you know, whatever it is that you want to do it. Whether it's wrestling, horseback riding, playing chess, I don't care. Do it, and do it to the best of your ability, man. You know, have fun with it. You know, don't let nobody tell you no. Don't fit in if you're meant to stick out. You know, teach. You know, for each one, teach one, man. I mean, we gotta do this. I mean, because if not, you know, it's just gonna come crashing down one day, and it's not gonna be good.
That's
You know,
right.
just be nice. That's what I want to say. And one thing that I was struggling with that I wanted to say, but I think I'm going to, because one thing that sticks out, it's what Zodi said one time during his ride with Zodi, is to take your shot. So, Zodi, with that being said, I'm going to take my shot. And that is the one thing that I want on my bucket list is I want the right to earn, again, the right to earn a dark match on AEW. That's what I want. I'm calling it. I feel confident about it. I want to earn my shot. So if anybody's listening that needs proof, or I need to be booked, or point me in the right direction on what I need to do, that I am
I am taking that shot because Zodi, you said it, and it stuck in my head for all this time. And I thank you, brother, for letting me have the courage to finally come out and say that.
That's right.
Tony Khan, if you're listening, guy, come on.
Hey, we know that he be secretly watching.
Yeah.
Some things happen that we say.
I'm telling you, me and the best friends, I think we'd we'd
yeah.
have something.
Definitely.
That would definitely work.
Hippo and Danhausen.
Yeah, Hippo and Danhausen.
Or Hippo and Orange Cassidy.
It'd be Hiphausen.
Hiphausen.
Hip-House, that's a great name.
But yes, I mean, Zodi, thank you for letting me build up the courage to finally say what I wanted. And that's what I want, is to earn a dark match on AEW.
Awesome, man. I think you deserve it, Berto. Guys, this is a Nice Guy podcast. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, and commenting. We are on Facebook. Go over there. We are monetized on Facebook. Check us out over there. Every comment, every like, every share helps us earn a little bit of money towards keeping the podcast going.
Yes.
Send stars. We have a Cash App now. It's a $ Rinky Dink Podcast. Our friend Mike Keaton gave us that nickname, and we're keeping it. And guys, check out all of our sponsors: Matt's Games, Collectibles, and much more. Bo's Tractors, Works, Joe Monroe, New South Wrestling, Big Kahuna,
Elite
Hawaiian, Big Kahuna, Hawaiian Barbecue, Elite Wrestling Alliance, UCW, Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, and APWN.
Advanced Pro Wrestling.
Down there.
Can I give one?
Yeah, you can say.
And it's not Kentucky based, but seriously, check out Grindhouse Pro Wrestling in Jeffersonville, Indiana.
We definitely got to try out that.
Yeah, get a hold of Groundhouse, and then
we got a big show coming up at the end of the month. Doors open at 2, showtime's at 3. It'll be on Sunday, the last Sunday of the month, which is
I think it'll be
the 30th?
The week before the 30th. Yeah, it'd be 29th.
The 29th.
The 29th.
Yes, Sunday the 29th. We have our monthly big show. Doors open at 2, bell time's at 3. Jeffersonville, Indiana, Grindhouse Pro Wrestling.
That's right.
Okay, guys. And go over to YouTube. Subscribe to the Nice Guy Indie podcast. Over on YouTube, Bobby Blade's YouTube channel. And Lone Wolf Bobby Blade's YouTube channel. And go check out us on Twitch. What else do I want to say, Johnny?
Also,
I love you.
That's right. We love you.
We love the fans.
That's
we
right.
do.
Berto loves
guys,
us.
we do love our fans. We do this for the fans. We do this for ourselves, but we do this for the fans.
And we love our talent, too.
And we love the wrestlers. We love all the wrestlers. We love meeting these guys. Guys, when y'all are at the shows, buy a Hippo from Berto. Buy a shirt from Berto. Buy a shirt from...
Just support any indie wrestler, man.
Yeah,
right.
Whether
buy
it's
a
me,
damn
Marty
shirt.
Clay,
Buy
Zodi,
8 by
Omega,
10.
Tom,
That's
Dick, or
$5.
Harry.
That's right.
Support your local wrestlers, man.
And go down to New South Wrestling, guys. New South Wrestling's having a show this weekend. Oliver Gunners.
Father's Day Summer Brawl.
Father's Day Summer Brawl. Oliver Gunners pitting his ring general title on the line against somebody. And then your Nice Guy Andy podcast champion is going to have a match down there,
And
too.
not to mention, you're going to
Matt
see referee.
Atreya, right?
Yep.
Yes.
You're also going to be...
And then Aaron Greiner in a match.
No DQ.
A referee. I know. Aaron. Ooh.
All I can say is...
And this weekend down at
you don't wanna
UCW,
miss it.
Monticello.
June 17th.
June 17th down in Monticello. UCW is having a big show down there, guys. Get down to Monticello if y'all are down that way. That is where y'all need to be.
That's
UCW.
Right. I mean, they put
Chris,
out
what do you
some
got to say,
great
buddy?
talent.
And don't forget, this Sunday at New South, Anthony posted on the Facebook page that the parking lot will be taken up by a fireworks tent.
Yeah.
Not the entire parking lot, but just a couple
But there
spots.
is the parking is not a problem, guys. Get down there anyway. You might have to walk a couple extra steps, but it's well
But
worth
hey,
it.
Yes,
walking
it
a
will
couple
be
of
worth
steps gets your ass looking slim.
And
I wouldn't know about all that.
oh yeah, we got to talk about Pivot.
Yes,
Pivot.
Pivot. We forgot to
June 27th.
June
Dang it,
27th.
Johnny,
Those
you
guys
forgot.
are having a big free comedy show over at Pivot, guys. Go over there, and they got the.
Pivot Brewing on Delaware Street.
They
here
got
in Lex.
awesome beer over there. They make all their beer
Wouldn't
over
know.
there.
not only that,
Sean's
but-
not going to be drinking any beer, but I'll be drinking some. Johnny will have a beer with me.
Yeah, Randy might be too.
Crystal might have a beer with me.
Chris
Berto,
might.
if you come over, we'll buy you a beer, man.
Well, if I have Hippo, I won't be drinking.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't want HP Hippo Protection Agency called on us.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Guys, if you're not having fun,
You ain't getting none.
You damn Skippy.
yeah.
Yoop.
Nice guy. Andy podcast.
Skullface Records.
That ain't what your mama said.
Those were expensive shoes, you know. You guys,
Bobby Scott still wants those shoes back.
Watch the Nice Guy Andy podcast.
This is a Zodiac. I'm telling you now, meditate, elevate, and dominate. Do it with the Nice Guy Indie podcast.
He keeps popping off at the mouth. I'm gonna be his daddy.
Anyways, you guys go on your little rinky-dink
bullshit podcast.
We're rinky dink, but we're getting someplace.
We love you, Michael Keaton.
Some dude.
Hell yeah.